Hello, Melbourne and Truth FM. Can you guys hear me? Very loud and clear.
Yes, yes, indeed. I'm getting you loud and clear from my end right here in studio. I don't know about you. What are you getting
All
me?
right. Thank you, Melbourne, and thank you to Truth FM 96.1. And thank you to all our listeners in Liberia. So if you just joining us, this is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. With me right now is my colleague, Johnson Melbourne Kula. Today is another day, another beautiful day in Liberia and around the world. For us here in Phoenix, Arizona, the weather is so beautiful today. It's so nice. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's just comfortable, just beautiful and nice. Today, we have a lot of things to discuss. As a matter of fact, we will have Honorable Akala Moses Gray with us today to have a conversation about post-election Liberia. And we're going to have my a boy here, Mr. Moses. His name is Steve Bully, but people call him Moses. Steve is here. So today, I want everybody to share this show. We have a lot of things going on. Akala Gray, Representative Akala Gray, who is very outspoken. He's called the general, the frontline general for the CDC. Look at me saying Unity Party. Akala Gray is going to say go for a bit. For the CDC. And we have a lot to discuss today. I can see Steve smiling and ready to, discuss the issues. So we have two major things to discuss. First of all, what went wrong or went right for either the CDC or the party? What happened? What really went wrong? And secondly, we're going to have a discussion about the news that we just heard that the president-elect, Joseph Newman Boakai, is likely to travel tomorrow from Liberia to the United States. We have a lot of things to unpack when it comes to the reasons for the travel. But I want to encourage all of you to share the show. I want to encourage you to share the show while we play this song here. Yeah, but share the show is very, very important. Everybody share the show. It's very, very important before I think we should go to Steve and Melbourne. Let us greet the people who go to the musical break. So, Steve, how are you? How are you doing? And what is going? These two major discussions today are talking about the president-elect traveling the country, and we have the current president also out of the country. So we're gonna have so caretakers. It's like everybody running away, abandoning our country. But we will have a very important conversation today. President Weah is in Dubai. President-elect Joseph Numa Boakai will be traveling to the United States. We are hearing a lot of reasons connected to the traveling. But what say you, Steve? Say hi to our people, and then we'll go to our musical break. We share the show, and then we start the actual conversation. Well, greeting to all of you listening to us on the radio. And if you are on the Instagram or on Facebook, SKTV or SKTV Live, or you are on the YouTube, we want to welcome you. We want to say thank you for joining SKTV. We want to encourage you to share the show. It looks like you guys are not sharing the show. So because of that, after Steve and Melvin greet our people, we will definitely play SKTV's song for at least 1 or 2 minutes just to give us time to share the show. So, Steve.
Well, let me start off by greeting our people, as always. Would like to greet those of you on the radio listening to us via radio. Some of you who are watching us on Facebook Live or other outlets here. Welcome to SKTV. Today is the 30th of November, the end of November, the last day. Uh, the time here is 11:10 a.m. Phoenix, Arizona. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you. Thank you for your support as always. But as always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. We cannot depart or say anything without acknowledging Liberian women. But today, Mr. Kane, I think um, it's another confirmation for SKTV. It validates our points that we've made in the past and that we will make. Whether people want to lie about it, they want to hide it, they want to make it look like it's a secret, they want to think that they're in campaign moods and they're using propaganda or whatever not. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. It will always show face. We wish the vice president well. Not the vice president, the president elect, Jose Yuma Buaka well. We'll talk on the issues. We'll discuss the issues as always. The travel of President George, we're also following to see what it will yield Liberia, because President George Weah is still the president of Liberia, like it or not. And so I think this is a very good and interesting conversation. We look forward to having this conversation with Akaras Gray, that has been very vocal, as a matter of fact, on the record. He has been speaking. He's been one of the people from the uh, CDC who has not been quiet. He has been making his points clear. He has been speaking in context of the party to some extent, and so we could have him so that we can have this candid conversation and see where the CDC is vis-a-vis the future and what to expect. But not only that, legislative, we also have the names and the information of the legislatures, so we'll put that in context as well as we have this conversation, because it all has to do with the politics of Liberia. Thank you, Mr. Kane. You're
Thank you
muted.
so much, Chief Body. Let's go to Melbourne. Melbourne, how are you doing and what's going on in Liberia? Greet our people before we start up this very, very important conversation.
Okay, thank you so much, Sekou and Steve, and to our viewers. Let me say a pleasant good evening to you. The time check right here in Liberia, 30 minutes. Down 6. That means it's in the evening time right here in Liberia. And today is Thursday, having to be the 30th of November. For a matter of fact, November finally come to an end. And today, Liberians are celebrating the president-elect of the Republic of Liberia. His Excellency Honorable Joseph Yuman Boaka birthday on today. So there are a lot of things going on today right here in Liberia, especially beginning from this morning, where we saw the president-elect and his team of Unity Party and other Liberian also, let me just say that way, that the morning they were seeing up this morning on the cleaning up exercise, which of course we saw that this morning in 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 the birthday celebration, that yes, indeed they're going to clean up, and which of course they did that this morning. So right now as we speak, there are huge turnout at the home of the president-elect, Honorable Joseph Yimon Boaka Horse, that in fact, where a lot of Liberians are right now, and they are celebrating the birthday of the president-elect of the Republic of Liberia. And to just add up to what you just said about the traveling, yes, indeed, we can safely confirm to you that indeed we received that information that the president-elect of the Republic of Liberia will be traveling on tomorrow in the U.S. For what? There are so many things that was said in that communication. Then maybe there are a lot of Liberians who are not ready to this, or maybe we're not getting this information, but maybe because of our coming on the radio, they will not be aware that the president-elect, Honorable Joseph Yimon Boakat, will be traveling to to the U.S. on tomorrow, according to the information we are getting from his team from the Unity Party right there. Well, they are informing us about what will be happening on tomorrow. But today is a D-Day for Liberians. People are celebrating, and the weather is good here Indeed, Liberians are coming up celebrating the birthday of the president-elect. So far, so good, Steve and Sekou. These are major happening right here in Liberia. Liberians are celebrating the birthday of Honorable Joseph Yimon Boakai, 79 years old president-elect for the Republic of Liberia.
Thank you, Melbourne. Thank you, Steve. And Steve, I just sent you, check your WhatsApp. I sent you the information about the traveling information of the president-elect. And in the communication, I don't know, Steve, if you have time to look at it and read it for us.
Yes, I read it this morning from somewhere else, but let me read it really quick. Office of the President-elect of the Republic of Liberia press release. President-elect Boakai leaves for the United States tomorrow, which I guess is December 1st. We assume, considering this publication came out today, the 30th of November. President-elect, the President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, leaves the country tomorrow for the United States of America. Why in the United States? President-elect Boakai is expected to hold a wide range of consultations with stakeholders in the political process of Liberia, including the Unity Party in the United States and Canada, to thank them for the massive and unwavering support given the Unity Party alliance in the election. He is also expected to pay visit to close family members while in the United States. While he is away, Vice President-elect Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn will conduct the affairs of the Joint Presidential Transition Team in close consultation with the Unity Party alliance. The president-elect will be away for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, so thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. So, speaking of reasons attached to the traveling of the president-elect, I'll listen to you clearly. It says to appreciate the people. It says he will be also engaging in some diplomatic efforts. And it also says you'll be visiting some family members. My question to you, the election certifications, some people already have started receiving their certificates. And the president-elect, and the vice president is supposed to be receiving their certificate by the 8th of December. On the 8th of December. And if the former vice president, now the president-elect, going to be spending 2 to 3 weeks in the United States, thereby missing the certification, which is very, very important, after a very highly contested election. And the man who is victorious, the man who won the election, is not going to be present to be certificated, regardless of reasons being attached. My question to you, what is the sense of urgency that the vice president, president-elect, could not wait, at least be certificated, or maybe perhaps be inaugurated, travel to the United States as a new president, newest president, to engage in diplomatic things, but also thank people for whatever they did to make him president? What is the sense of urgency, Steve?
Well, first of all, let me start the conversation by saying, I think first thing first, the communication just read there are a lot of questions to it. The first part of the communication, the first part of this, like you said, we put the president elect. If we were to calculate, it would put him to the 22nd of December at least, because they said 2 to 3 weeks. They were not even definite as to how long he would stay, right? So as of now, we can't. I will credit the president-elect and the the party that not government money they're spending, so we can hold them accountable for that. Let's leave that aside. Let's face the reality and the facts that the president-elect won, but this is also strange, and some people would say maybe unprecedented to some extent, that the president-elect was announced president-elect in less than 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, December 1st makes it 2 weeks since he was officially announced and pronounced by NEC as the president-elect, or even less so, right, to be leaving the country. When at this stage, you should be discussing what are the transitional thing, putting things in place, setting up cabinets or whatever it is, because January is right here, whether you like it or not, right? So it brings up a lot of questions as to, okay, do they already have this administration in place? Have some of the appointments already been done? But yes, I see the urgency of the trip, which doesn't also make sense. It really doesn't make sense. The urgency doesn't, because, yeah, you can do business as president-elect. You can start to coordinate things behind the scene, but to be seen as though everything is all set now, ready to go. Maybe the United Party knows something that we don't know, or they've been settling things long time ago. They knew that they would have won the election, so they got everything settled and they know everything. So we don't know, right? But let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they know, right? The urgency of the trip could be questionable to some extent. But again, that's the president-elect's right. But something that is very interesting in this whole trip, to visit family members or to see family members, right? What's interesting about this, I believe the wife is in Liberia. I believe the children are in Liberia, right? So let's look at the family member piece. You understand? Well, this tells me that more likely so the aspect of the family member, and even to put so, most of the leadership of the party, the United Party in the United States and Canada were down there, running campaigns. Some of them are staying there as we speak. You see what I'm saying? So for you to claim that this is the goal of the trip, we're following it. We're following everything clearly. We want to give them the benefit of the doubt that this is the goal of the trip, as they've said. But what's also interesting also about this trip is this is something that we've alluded to. We were insulted, we were disrespected, but that's part of, quote unquote, the nature of our politics, where our politics have become. But Mr. Kana, what's interesting about this? This means for the next 3 weeks, everything that has to do with the incoming administration will be directly in the hands of Jeremiah Coon. I hope it will be in the hands of Jeremiah Coon. There was nothing mentioned here that the president would be working remotely, the president-elect, to coordinate the affairs or to do anything. Everything is clearly stipulated here. Look at this writing. It is clearly stated here that Joseph Yuma Bwaga will not be involved with anything. Everything has been delegated to Jeremiah Coon and the quote-unquote alliance. So anything you want to do, anybody who want to hold for anything after December 1st or by December 1st, guess what? It will be Jeremiah Coon. It will not be Joseph Yuma Bwaga. I want to leave it there for people to process that part.
Okay. So the family part is important. The entire family is in Liberia.
Yes.
I'm not saying the other family members are not important if you had any of them here in the United States. I just want to be clear to all Liberian people. If you are listening, in Liberia, I want you to pay attention. The campaigns are over. There's no more campaigning. You got nothing to campaign for. You already have what you campaign for. You already have it. You campaign to win the election, and you have won the election. It is time for governance. It's time to put structure in place to do the Liberian people's work. For us in the media, whether SKTV or any other media outlet, our job is to keep eyes on our leader, to make sure they do the right thing, to make sure they are honest, to make sure they are fit and ready to do the people's work. So I see some of you still feeling like this will not help Komish. I don't know if your brain is really working, but if it's working properly, the last time I checked, Komish did not even make it to the second round. In fact, at this time, it's no longer about George Weah. In fact, this is about Joseph Numa Boakai, who won the election, who is traveling outside of the country to the United States, and Liberian people reserve the right to know the whereabouts, the purpose of the traveling of their president-elect, soon to be president. Continue to live in the past, continue to think that we are still campaigning, but our job is to inform the Liberian people as to what is really going on in the country, especially with those that are leading us. Now, this particular information about Joseph Numa Boakai traveling outside of Liberia is very concerning, and it should be a major concern to every well-meaning Liberian. Simple put, Joseph Numa Boakai was just elected on the 14th of this month. Less than 2 weeks. It will be 2 weeks tomorrow. He's not scheduled to travel to the United States. Let's say this for the record. When we came out to tell you that Joseph Numa Boakai came to the United States during the campaign period, he was supposed to undergo a medical procedures. He was told, don't do it now. It will hamper the campaign process. Go after the campaign. We know we're going to win this election. After the campaign, come back and do it. We are not saying for sure this is what he's going to come do right now. But if this was the information out there and you deny it, there was fake information, it was fake news. Now, when you hear that Joseph Boakai is traveling to the United States, that we told you that he's going to be coming back, if you have somebody with brain, if you are somebody who really understands what they are saying, or who can think twice, you have a second to, oh, what's happening? Even though I supported Joseph Boakai, even though I for him, even though I campaigned for him, now that he's traveling, and no guy didn't talk about he's traveling to the country, to that country there for medical procedure right after the election. So what happened? Is that the reason he's traveling? You should be able to question your leader, try to find out He said he was not sick. He said nothing wrong with him. Everything was okay. Joseph Boakai is traveling to the United States. They stay for 2 to 3 weeks. We also told you that going to the election, giving the 2 or 3 major political parties, we told you you're going to be voting for Jeremiah Kun. If you vote for Unity Party, you're going to be voting for Communist. If you vote for CPP, if you're going to be voting for CDC, or CDC, you're going to be voting for George Weah. Now, less than 2 weeks, everything's been dedicated to Jeremiah Kun. Everything given to Jeremiah Kun to run the affairs of the transition. Not even the presidency yet. That should also be a concern to you if you really, really love Liberia and you understand exactly what you're saying. Things that were said in less than 2 weeks are coming to pass. You are not concerned about that. You only there bluntly attacking people. Oh, you will do everything. Thinking that everybody is against Joseph Boakai. Some of you have serious problem. And the way you think, if you continue to think like that, you will live your entire life defending the wrong thing, making yourself shame on a daily basis, because you should be concerned. Whatever concerns Liberian people should concern everybody. Joseph Boakai just got elected. What is the sense of urgency that Joseph Boakai has to leave Liberia to come to the United States? Let's forget about the sickness. He's okay, he's well, fit, and up to date. Everything's good with Joseph Boakai. What he's traveling for? To come visit family? Does that make sense to you? Let's be real. In fact, day before yesterday, we received information that Joseph Boakai was visited by somebody from the United States to congratulate him, to also inform him, to also invite him to come to the United States to discuss some important issues when it comes to the relationship between the United States and Liberia. And top on that list was the creation, the formation of War and Economic Crimes Court.
Why you gotta say that one? Come again.
I gotta say,
You come in. You come in as a minute word now.
top on that list, the United States is concerned about creation of War and Economic Crimes Court. That was communicated with Joseph Boakai. Also, communicated with Joseph Boakai in that meeting with the person from the United States, we were told. Also, they mentioned the killing of the American people that were allegedly murdered by Senator Prince Johnson. The possibility of him being arrested and prosecuted will also be discussed. So if you're listening to me, all that thing you're talking about, Joseph Boakai coming to visit a family and friend there, let's forget about the sickness. As they mentioned in that communication, Joseph Boakai coming to meet and have some diplomatic engagement will also be visiting family members. Joseph Boakai will do everything. He will come, he will meet with the United States people. They will tell him exactly what they want in terms of providing justice, especially the War and Economic Crimes Court. Joseph Boakai will also have time to visit the hospital where he's supposed to go do his triple bypass surgery. Whether he will do it or not is up to him. But he's coming to see medical doctors too. And let me tell you this. You're going to be happy, you're going to be angry, that's your business. Our job is to inform the Liberian people based on facts. If Joseph Boakai comes to the United States, when they say 2 to 3 weeks, if he undergoes the process, the procedures, and they decide to say the recovery process should be done in Liberia, because the recovery process should take about 3, 4, 5 months, up to 6 months. If because of the fear of him missing the inauguration, if they decide that Joseph Boakai, after the process, he will go and have the recovery process in Liberia, he will not be in a good, healthier condition to function. So what will happen, the way everything has been given to Jeremiah Kun could possibly be the one to also preside over the inauguration, if at all the process goes through. If they decide not to do it again, get some medication, and be going to Ghana every 2 weeks, for checkup and things, that will happen. But he may not be physically present, physically available, physically fit to administer the affairs of the country for which he was elected for. So let's be clear. Nobody is against Joseph Boakai here. But things that were said, when they are coming to pass, you as a Liberian, as a patriotic Liberian, you should have a second to say, wow, what's going on here? Even though we supported this man, but why? Why so soon? Why is he traveling to the United States? Other people can wait when he becomes president after the inauguration to travel as new president. But the man is yet to be inaugurated, the man is leaving the country. You're not concerned about that? I think that's concerning. And the issue of the war and economic crimes with Steve and Mayborn is real. And it will happen. That I can tell you for sure. If it doesn't happen, Joseph Boakai administration will not get any support from the United States as a government. So, Steve, my question to the both of you.
I do have Cyrus here as well.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, bring it on. So my question, okay, Cyrus is here too. Cyrus, welcome.
What's up, guys? What's up to the listening audience as usual?
Yeah, so thank you. So my question to you both, or to three of you now, if you are CDC, you have President George Weah out of the country after losing the election. You have, if you are United Party, you have United Party Senate Bureau elected, leaving the country. Why are you thinking right now, when you were warned for not to vote for either one of these guys, and now, right 2 weeks into the post-election, everything breaking loose? What would you be thinking?
Cyrus, you want to go real quick?
Sego, you will be having a lot of thought going through your head. That's natural. It's normal for people to think that way. But these are not speculation. These things were anticipated. They were foretold. It's like you saw a gas chamber and you decided to walk right into it. That's the politics. Our people, they keep playing this emotional politics, and it will always come back to bite them. They saw the warning signs on the wall. Those pre-health conditions were there, pre-existing health conditions were there. They knew the risks, but they still decided to sign up. We told people from the beginning, this thing cannot be emotional. It's about the country's future. Now, the guy who you believe to be the more experienced, that able to get the job done, if he's not even in the right frame of mind, or I would say a physical fitness level to even govern the affairs of the state, are you comfortable for Jeremiah Kun running the affairs of your country? I don't think so. But unfortunately, elections do have consequences. You make your choice and you will live by your choice, by the choices you make, the outcome of the choices you make. There's nothing we can do. We cannot really to get the election. It's over with. Joseph Boakai is the president. Any other thing coming from Joseph Boakai, you will have yourself to blame and live with the consequences. That's it. No other way around it.
So should we start calling Joseph Nima Boak, Jeremiah Kun now the president-elect instead, because Joseph Boak is going to be,
but it was obvious from his own press
because Joseph
release.
Boak is going to be dormant. Joseph Boak is not going to be doing anything.
Yeah. And that's where the power struggle is going to come from. People that are on the side of Joseph Boak, they will resist others.
Anyway, your boy is here, Harry Costa. Harry Costa, my man, welcome. You're welcome to join us if you want to take part in the conversation. So,
Mr. Kenneth, something that's very important that we haven't even thrown light on, and I'm trying not to go that route as of yet, considering we criticized President George Weah for traveling as a president, for not sitting in a country, right? President-elect Joseph Yuma Boakai, yes, in as much as he hasn't taken seat yet, or he hasn't officially, he's not serving officially in the capacity of the president, it still brings to mind this thought. Is this what we're going to have to live with? Is this hypocritical? Should we expect the president to be leaving the country and be traveling here and there like President George Weah did? And if we criticize him, would the Unity Party people admit to that and also criticize, President-elect Joseph Yuma Boakai? So the stage is being set here, for these things, and we can't. There is no way we can ignore them, and we should pay keen attention to these things, because all of these things are red flags, And so what some of these guys are struggling with is the fact that we've told them also in the past that they would be voting for Jeremiah Kun essentially and Prince Johnson should they elect Joseph Yuma Boakai. They said that was not the case. But evidently, it seemed as though this is where we are headed. The question is, are you willing to accept Jeremiah Kun as your president? That's not something you should shy away from. You campaign with them. You campaign for them. So, let's just accept what it is for now. And let's be realistic. This is not a hate message. This is not a speculation. These are facts that are unfolding here. And the communication came from the Unity Party. It didn't come from us. So,
but Monk stated something yesterday. When we received the information, I was day before yesterday when we talk about the communication from Unity Party, from Joseph Nima Boakai to the outgoing government with regards to the transitional team, the presidential transitional team, wherein Joseph Boakai outsourced everything to Jeremiah Kun. We said that was the beginning of the Jeremiah Kun era leading our country. Now, somebody said, in that communication, he talked about in my absence, and I shouted, I said, where is he going? You remember that, maybe? When I said, but
yeah.
Our president said, the president-elect said, in my absence, Jeremiah Kun will act, will do this, will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to be absent to receive a certificate. What is the sense of urgency? Why? Why is it that Joseph Boakai is traveling, cannot even wait? What's going to happen? Who is the family member that will say, Joseph Boakai, you have to come and visit all in America? Other than that, you can't even wait to receive your certificate. We can't wait for you to be inaugurated. We can't wait for you to be the president of the country. But you have to come right now. That is what is important to Joseph Nima Boakai. I want you to pay attention to this. Whether you are Unity Party, whether you are diehard supporter of Joseph Nima Boakai, you ask yourself this question. Why is it that? What is so important for this travel more than his presidency? That he could not wait to be certificated, that he cannot wait to be inaugurated, to come as president. What is so urgent? What is at stake so far? That if he doesn't come, we'll crumble.
What is this same president said that he burned bridges, fought for all through his life? The same president said that he refused the surgery to take care of himself to ensure that he gets this presidency. Finally, he gets it, but yet he drops it to come like we're that stupid people they're writing to or they're talking to. Listen, folks, whether you like it or not, these are the facts that are presented. Again, that's his right to move around, do whatever. But we can't ignore the fact that the reality exists, though, and we can pass by it. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's not adding up.
So, Monk,
Yes.
what is the sense of urgency?
Well, there is no sense of urgency, like I said earlier. These things were predicted. People saw them coming. You see, in life, there's a difference between insanity and risks. There are two different things. The reason we take risks in life because you cannot predict the outcome. But there are certain things that the outcome are more than predictable. And when you do them, it's not risk, it's stupidity. People saw these things happening. It were predicted. And I would say Costa is the biggest Nostradamus of our time because he said all these things, but unfortunately, everybody agreed. So nobody was questioning. Nobody was making the calculated decision to see why we are about to live the Nigerian experience. When Buhari ran for president, one of the issues people raised was his health. They told him the Buhari of the 80s is not the Buhari now. You cannot fight corruption the same way you fought corruption in the 80s. Buhari is not in the best, from a health standpoint, he's not in the best shape of his life to be president. And guess what? Buhari spent more time in hospital than in Aso Rock in Nigeria for the entire length of the presidency. It's the same thing that's about to happen to Liberia. They were told, they were warned, they saw the signs. Look, my man, I have a son who's been going through a lot of medical challenges. When someone is sick, you can tell. You can see, you don't have to be a medical doctor. You can see Joseph Boga's physical structure. You can see his arm movement. You know that these things, they are visible. But unfortunately,
he barely opens his eyes.
Yeah, we live in an emotional society that people just cannot think by their feeling. So we got a long way to go in Liberia. It's the same thing with the George Weah social experiment. How do you think in this 21st century that a George Weah could literally manage a country of 5 million people in this tough economy? And it's not only restricted to Africa, but globally. We are competing for limited resources. People got to be very, very innovative when it comes to job creation. And you believe in this day that George Weah could manage a country. Why it got you 6 years later? People are vindicated once again. So we keep taking the experiment. I don't know about Liberia, but for some of us, we just don't have the time for experiment. But unfortunately, the vast majority of people in our society, that's how they think, and we will live with the consequences. That's the beauty of democracy. You might not accept the result, but you just have to live with the result because it was done in a democratic fashion. That just, and we will live with it.
So how come a family meeting will be more important than receiving the?
No, they all know it's not a family meeting. He came to do an assessment for this triple heart bypass surgery. You talk to any medical professional, that's why it's all about. Whether they like it or not, it's a reality. Because when you're coming for such a surgery, you got to come and do assessment. They got to do blood work. They have to ask some questions, your recovery time, and all this stuff. That's just what he's coming to do.
So let's say if that information is right, and he comes here and he goes through the process, and they say, you know what, you're gonna have to undergo the surgery or the process, and you're gonna be here in order to recover properly. You have to be here for at least 2 to 3 months.
So Mr. Kane,
then what happens? So we say, you know what? No, just have the process. Then I want to go home to go get my.
No, you can't go.
No, Mr. Kane. Here's the thing.
I want to go home for the not going and come back again.
Mr. Kane, the aspect of this recovery, that's not something to speculate on. Whether you like it or not, it will take a length of time, right? To happen.
6 months, bare minimum, especially for the age factor.
That's just
6 months.
That's just the nature of it. That would be the recommendation, right? I believe where the hurdle is. Okay, Costa says the doctor says 6 to 9 months.
Yeah,
but then if we stick by that, by all factor being constant based on what Costa has said or what he's writing, on the live feed here, then that puts us to let's estimate, because this 6 to 8 months previously the reporting is that was sometime last year. This was suggested that it would be 6 to 8 months, which would have ran into the campaign or the election time. Let's talk about now, because the case could be worse. God forbid, or so forth. So it could take longer. I agree with Costa on that one. It could take longer. But here is the issue. Here is where the issue is, and that question that Mr. Cannon brings up. That's where I'm interested in. Does that mean the process could be deferred again till after the election? Okay, fine. They can do that. Now, if the process is deferred till after the election, it still comes back to what we have said, though, that Jeremiah Kun would be the president. So it doesn't mean that running away from it does not mean that will not happen. It just means that you pushing it.
Okay. By virtue of the Constitution, I know when I say this, some people will laugh, but it's real. The fact that Joseph Juma Boakai has officially outsourced his position or given his position to Jeremiah Kun, is it fair? Is it constitutional for us to refer to Jeremiah Kun as a president-elect or acting president-elect?
Before inauguration?
Before the inauguration, it will be acting.
No, it is.
And then after the inauguration, when Joseph Boakai here for now or 6 months, then we'll be calling him the President Jeremiah Kun.
Mr. Kane, in as much as it's unprecedented, and maybe we might not have had
but it's not real though.
Right.
I mean,
maybe we might not have had that. Maybe that president has never been set. Well, guess what? This is the first time for it. It's happening now. We'll have to reconcile with it and accept it for what it is. Okay. So then let me read what let me just read this thing. What Costa wrote here. I've spoken with lawyers. I'll put on the screen really quick because this is real-time interactions, right? Spoken with lawyer and the inauguration of January 5th,
if he's not fit to meet the inauguration on the 22nd, there might be a fresh election. That's what Costa is saying. I'm not sure about it. Since he got it from a lawyer.
Well, we got to look at the constitutionality of it, though.
Yeah,
and Costa could be right, or that lawyer could be right? So we got to look at the constitutionality of it to see if this holds in the Constitution or the law. But Mr. Kennedy, there's something you've always said. And I want to go back to it because I saw a billboard today that was posted, and it says on it, President Joseph Yuma Boakai. But every time I made a mistake and said President Joseph Yuma Boakai, you would always correct me openly and say President-elect.
Yeah, even when you say Boakai, the administration, they say the incoming administration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this also brings in the point that was made here or written by Costa that and we'll reach out to lawyers and other constitutional experts to come and see if we can have an answer to this. Okay, the Supreme Court decided because there is no precedent. Okay, that's true. If there is no precedent, it will be taken to the Supreme Court.
Because before the inauguration, because if they after it, you know what will happen? God forbid, I want Joseph Boakai, I want the best for him, and I hope this information is wrong. That is not about him coming for any medical process or procedures. Let it be about diplomatic and family meeting. I hope that is the case.
But second, the thing is, these people were never seen with the president with Joseph Boakai.
Let me just end what I was trying to say out.
All right.
However, should that be the case, Joseph Boakai was the one elected president.
Sure.
So before the inauguration, if Joseph Boakai cannot be inaugurated as president, that means from a logical standpoint, I'm not a legal practitioner, but from a logical standpoint, it means that we do not have president. That means George Weah already conceded. I know we are be catching it here and I say, I should have waited. I should have waited a little bit. Let the election be in confusion. People be talking. What is the bad guy planning to go to America? Joe Weah thinking like all kind of things coming to Joe Weah here right now. But imagine that Joe Weah is already leaving, and Joseph Boakai is coming to America. Now, our country is in the hands of social caretaker then. Social caretaker then right now from both ends. So, if Joseph Boakai cannot be inaugurated as president for medical reason, if that is the case, that means we will not have a president. So it will make sense to me. Logically, that means we're going to have another election. Go ahead, Monk. Wanted to say something.
You see, Sekou, for me, I love expert opinion, especially people that are well versed in law, constitution. I don't know, because our constitution is almost like a carbon copy of the US. The only difference is in the US they have laws that check on other laws. That's why they have amendment. Apart from the constitution, they have other laws that every provision in the constitution, they got a worst case scenario that if this happened, we got this to counter check that. You see, one thing people didn't understand, even during the January 6th, they were one of the reasons that brought confusion in the US. I don't know about the Liberia Constitution when it comes to that. And it don't necessarily have to be deaf. But even if the president is incapacitated, it becomes an issue. Because in America, first of all, they got states that got their own independent law. Do you know in America, whenever the Supreme Court refused to take on a dispute during an election, they had to send it back to the various state houses where every state would cast a vote, and that vote only equals to one. Sekou, are you aware of that? That of the 50 states, each of them will go and cast one ballot.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what brought the problem to the January 6th. Because, when the election is in a dispute, the Supreme Court is supposed to be the one to step in. But if the Supreme Court refuses, if they don't want to play politics, they have to send it back to the state. I don't know about Liberia. In the case of Liberia, I don't know whether there are provisions for that. But I know, like I said, if you bring some constitutional scholar and people who know the law, they would know exactly how to address this issue. But it was a warning sign, and people embrace this warning sign. Now we have to live with the consequences, because I just don't know. There's a possibility. And people talk about, oh, some of y'all will die before Joseph Boakai. Nobody's wishing death on Joseph Boakai. But there are other worst case scenarios that could happen. Maybe he might not be able to govern. Why if he incapacitated? He don't necessarily have to be deaf. So we would like to hear from someone. Maybe you can extend invitation to one of those sound lawyers in Liberia and people that know.
Okay, so those who are saying that is fake news, the information that we just got, the information that we just read, it came from somebody who is working in Joseph Boakai office.
Yeah.
So that one are fake news too?
Yeah.
Everything about Joseph Boakai, they say that fake news. But again, let's agree that Joseph Boakai is well. Everything's okay. Now he's coming to family meeting and meeting with diplomats, American government. And on top of that lace, this whole idea of war and economic crimes code. That burden alone, that pressure alone on Joseph Boakai, given the fact that Prince Johnson party is second in command. And Prince Johnson, one of his stooges, is the vice president to Joseph Boakai. And the war and economic crimes code issue comes up. How can Joseph Boakai survive the pressure from the United States and the risk involved prosecuting Prince Johnson or arresting Prince Johnson for prosecution? How can Joseph Boakai survive that pressure? The fact that he already undergoing some issue with his heart, for which a pacemaker was inserted. Can he survive that pressure, Brazilian Monk?
Well, that at that stage we will get to test the validity of Joseph Boakai title of Mr. Integrity and this whole idea that he's an elder statesman. And Joseph Boakai is like a double-edged sword, right? It got a positive and it has a negative. If Joseph Boakai is only going to run for one term, and if he's really sincere on this issue of war and economic crimes code, he could push Prince Johnson under the bus because he's not seeking re-election. He could set a legacy for himself. But the question is, and I will keep saying it, I'm not bullish on that aspect. I'm not bullish on that probability.
So
that Joseph Boakai will be able to.
We're
going for the new news bulletin now.
Bulletin, right?
Yeah. So I don't know whether we'll join you people later on, or maybe you want to join us too also.
No, Steve and Monk, what do you guys say?
No, join us later on. I think we need to continue this.
Yeah, you can continue.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to listen to the news bulletin too.
No, we'll continue the conversation because there will not be,
Yeah.
let's keep on with the conversation because people will meet us to where we stopped. But Mr. Kane, I think the question that you raised with the Prince Johnson factor is in as much that we want to keep it to talk in details about it tomorrow. This is where the prediction that we made on the show that CDC would have been destroyed from within as opposed to opposition. This is where unity party problem lies. Again, this is a test. I agree with Monk to validate that Joseph Yuma Boakai wants to do the right thing, but it will also contradict his initial pronouncement before the elections that he is willing to dance with the devil. So, as evidenced by that, he knew exactly what he was getting into and who he was dealing with. Now, if what you've reported, which I believe, but let's keep all factors constant for the benefit of the doubt. If what you reported earlier about part of the meeting of Joseph Yuma Boakai in the United States to meet stakeholders to decide about the World Economic Crimes Court or to decide about the issue of justice and Prince Johnson being directly involved, wouldn't that mean Joseph Yuma Boakai will have to play Prince Johnson?
Yes, he has to play Prince Johnson or prepare himself for a failed government that will not be supported by the United States.
but even that
so he has to like put Prince Johnson and Liberia on the scale.
Exactly.
And see which one is wanted.
But I think that what happened last week.
And see which one you want to protect. You don't want to protect Liberia or you want to protect Prince Johnson. So you have to put both of them on the scale. Go ahead, Steve. You were trying to say something.
So I think that's where President George Weah was in the last 2-3 years of his administration with Prince Johnson. And he had to take a walk away from that.
Yeah.
You know, many times people don't give him credit for that decision. He and Prince Johnson, look, President Weah's fall out with Prince Johnson was not actually based on small money, giving him small money.
Yeah.
No, that was never the factor. It was the decision to walk away from Prince Johnson after Prince Johnson was elected to be over national security, and the government had to make sure, the U.S. government pressured them to ensure that they remove Prince Johnson from that role in the Senate. That there was no way he could be heading that. There was no way, in no way, shape, or form, right? Right after that, you notice that the relationship started to become a little rocky. But here's the thing. You remember that picture one morning, the ambassador, Michael McCarthy, went to President George Weah's house. I don't know if you remember that famous picture. He went there and he took the picture. I said, well, Oprah Kwame Weeks, I posted one on that picture. That the very first time I saw it. Look, let's say this. Yes, Joseph Yuma Boakai is coming to the United States. Yes, he will meet with some hardcore people to talk about Liberia, because these are things that are done from a diplomatic standpoint. It's not uncommon, right? It is not uncommon. Okay, Senator Dara Dillon saying you want help with the law. Okay, let me help y'all with the law. Let me put it on here really quick because it's a good thing to have this interaction. And Senator Dara Dillon, you always work on the show so that we can speak about some of these different issues, right?
Yeah.
Let me help you with the law.
I mean, he's a lawmaker. He should know better. Maybe he knows. He can help us.
Let me help you with the law so that y'all don't be guessing. Read Article 63 of the Constitution. Okay, so no problem.
The law should come and give the idea. It's exactly.
No, good recommendation. I will go to Article 63. Mark, you guys can be speaking. Let me get to Article 63 here because
do that quick search.
I think I have that. I have the Constitution here already downloaded, so we can look at it really quick. And thank you, Senator Darius, for pointing us in that direction there.
But I will ask the senator to call your name. Like the name what you get for you publicly.
Yeah,
what you told me about you. The thing gossiping about you. The thing what you told me about you. I can't tell the man. I can't say in public your name.
These are what they don't read.
These are that they don't got for you. I'll come and say. I come tell you to say in public.
Senator Dillon needs to focus on you know, the new appointments and other things that they got to really scrutinize.
No, but the mega special new for you. So that need as a man to say publicly. But Monk, on a serious note, welcome Senator Dillon anyway. So on a serious note, by the way, we are waiting for. We are here. We're expecting our Carlos Gray, the representative of district number 8, to be on here. He was running late. He told me about you were going to be in maybe about 5 minutes from now because he said 20 minutes. That's like 15 minutes ago. So
all right, so let's look at.
I got it. You want me to read it? Steve.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Monk. That's why I love SKTV. Go ahead and read it.
Do it.
Article 3A. It said whenever the president left the office, the president died or otherwise incapacitated before being inaugurated into office, the vice president elect shall succeed to the office of the president, and his ascension shall commence a term. That's A. Provision B. Whenever the office of the president shall become vacant by reason of death, resignation, impeachment, or the president shall be declared incapable of carrying out the duties function of the office, the vice president shall succeed to the office. Okay, I think I get the first one. Then Jeremiah can become president. Simple.
So we were right the first time.
Yeah,
Costa, your lawyer is wrong per the Constitution.
Well, but that Article 63 has. Let's be clear. It has almost 4 different. It has part A, B, C, and D.
Yeah,
let's read all of them to keep them in context. Because
okay, let's read all of them.
Let me go to.
Just before you go to B, right? We gotta keep in context here that they have not been sworn in.
That's why they made that situation provision A, because it's a president elect. It's not president as compared to B.
Exactly. So then let's read B, C, and D so we can.
And the president, but the discussion today is about being a president elect. We all know per the Constitution.
Yeah.
For any reason, the president resigns or becomes incapacitated, or for whatever reason the president cannot function, we know the vice president automatically becomes the president. The reason why we are having this discussion is because
provision A.
Joseph Boakai is yet to be inaugurated. Joseph Boakai is president-elect. So for whatever reason, he cannot be president, God forbid, for inauguration or to be inducted into office. We were struggling to know exactly what becomes the fate of the vice president-elect. Costa said some lawyer told him that then you're going to have a fresh election. But per this Constitution, I think that section is wrong. Per this Constitution is saying, like we have always said, that if anything happens, definitely Jeremiah Kun becomes the president. Plain and simple.
Yep. It's self-explanatory.
Well,
Article 63, provision A.
So thank you, Senator Dillon, for helping us.
Yeah. Good reference.
You know, Senator Dillon didn't come here to say, I disagree with Costa. He said, I want to help you. You'll go to the Constitution. And that's the best thing.
Yep. We
appreciate it. So now, this in fact solidified what we have said all along. We said over and over that in the election, if you are voting for Unity Party and Joseph Nima Boakai, bear in mind that you are voting for a potential
Prince Johnson and Jeremiah
presidency. Let's forget about Prince Johnson for a second, because Prince Johnson is now the vice president. Let's say Jeremiah Kun presidency.
But this is the one that don't want to get.
And again, we are not saying something going to happen to Joseph Boakai. God forbid. We want him to be faith. We want him to be okay. We want him to be the president. We want him to succeed. But again, even Joseph Boakai succeeds in becoming the president, be inaugurated, and carry on the duty of president, Joseph Boakai may now run for a second term. Joseph Boakai could possibly even resign to say, you know what, I want to take care of my health. Maybe because of age factor, he could say, you know what, I'm okay. Automatically, Jeremiah Kun becomes the president. So we have said this thing from the start. I don't know why you guys have problem having somebody as your vice president. You got problem of that person becoming president. Why? I believe if Liberian people voted for Jeremiah Kun and Joseph Nima Bwaka as vice president and president, Jeremiah Kun is more than qualified to be president of Liberia.
Yeah.
You have to accept that. You have to live with that. That was the decision of the Liberian people, and we all should accept it graciously, with open heart and open mind. And what would Jeremiah Kun as president of Liberia? Should that be the case?
But Mr. Kanye, the issue here is they won't eat a dog, but I don't want to in the ear.
Yeah.
And you can say you want Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson support, but they're not qualified enough for you to support them. The time you were electing them or selecting them as vice president or as running mate, it should have ran to your mind that in case of any eventuality.
Yeah. There's a probability.
But you know what make it worse? You know what make it worse? And this is the part we'll talk about on the weekend, by tomorrow and so forth. You know what makes it even worse? It poses a serious threat to the United Party at large, because here they are faced with a quagmire that Jeremiah Kun is not only going to be their president, but Jeremiah Kun is not from the United Party. Does that mean business will be as usual? Because Jeremiah Kun has a party, mind you. So my folks, let me say,
I'm about to strengthen my relationship with Jeremiah Kun right now. I want to be.
Yeah, but that's what we agree with the people on the phone. From Nima, your brother from Nima can be president.
No, not only that, we have Jeremiah Kun must have a different talk that you don't know. But I'm about to.
Yeah, but trying to tell you that because So you related to the president and me, you
the potential president. I'm related to Jeremiah Kun.
So you related to the president. You tell me that today you're talking on air. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure. Now that you don't feel, help me clarify. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I'm about to call my brother right now. I hope you will take my call.
Yeah, call our future president.
Yeah, we got to strengthen our relationship right now.
So that's what Prince Johnson said.
Number two, I'm from Spain. Now I'm from Nima, I'm from Spain.
But
and
Prince Johnson said,
and the thing about it too, Jeremiah Kun related someone away too. Yeah, but I can't say that one right now.
Yeah, but say the thing.
What you laughing for?
Yeah, I mean, you have to make your connection, though. But the next ruling family.
Yeah,
you find a ruling family, so what ain't going on?
Even Musa wouldn't know, but my friend Musa wouldn't know me and Jeremiah Kun related. All the people didn't know. So even my little brother, I can't call the point they knew. Even my little brother used to come on the show here every time we started the show. We used to do the show on the cell phone. Like Jeremiah Kun, real brother from Team Father.
Yeah, but
me and the man let us on away.
No, but Mr. Kennedy, there was someone who saying that, yeah. There was someone who saying that, yeah, that cost off.
You see that? Somebody say Jeremiah Kun, I'm going to go. Me, I don't say that one.
No, Mr. Kennedy.
I say we let it.
Mr.
Me, I got plenty of my cousin there that are mano.
Can you please let us know your relationship, your connection?
No, I'm not going to talk about that relationship here, but honestly.
No, but full disclosure. How you have been related to the incoming president and we just saying that looking at you like that? I see why you dress diplomatically today like that.
Yeah, now what my costume today? Yeah. But honestly speaking, let's put a joke, all joke aside. Wait a minute, but what happened to the radio? Okay, we got 1 more minute to go back on the radio. But honestly speaking, I don't get this. And I think the Unity Party people, they got to stop this. On a serious note, Jeremiah Kun is a successful person. And he's one of the luckiest person that I've ever seen, to be honest. When he ran to be representative, he won. And guess what? He was given one of the lucrative positions in the House of Representatives to serve as deputy chair for Ways and Means. All the stolen money from Jowia used to pass between Jeremiah Kun and Thomas Fala. Jeremiah Kun decided, even Prince Johnson got jealous. Jeremiah Kun decided to elevate himself from the position of a representative to be a senator. Guess what? Everything that went wrong or good, Jeremiah Kun was a beneficiary. He became the senator. So it looks like we are on the radio back.
So it's about time that we link up with our team to bring you the program, the SKTV, right here on Truth FM.
Melbourne, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm getting you. I'm getting you guys. Sekou, I'm getting you people.
All right. Thank you so much, Melbourne, and thank you so much to Truth FM 96.1. So if you are in your car, if you are in your bus, if you are somewhere relaxing, please tune to Truth FM 96.1. You want to be part of this very important conversation about our country. What if anything you missed during the last 15 minutes? I know Melbourne were listening, but some of you actually on the radio, you are not listening. So we were discussing about the possibility, and we are, let's be clear, we are not praying for this to happen. We are hoping that the information that Joseph Nimo Boakai is traveling to the United States, the president-elect, for family meeting or to visit family, and to also have some diplomatic engagement. We are hoping that that is the case. We are not praying for anything extraordinary or something else beyond those two things. However, it is also being speculated that Joseph Nima Boakai will come and visit the medical doctor for a medical procedure, possible medical procedures. They are saying he will take 2 to 3 weeks in the United States. He's expected. But before coming, the man that gave all a job, all a position, everything. I'm going to say in a way that my opponent can understand, bro. Everything the man supposed to be doing as president-elect, all the decision making, all the conversation, all the meeting, the man that gave all the position to a vice president-elect, which is expected. So anything happen when Joseph Boakai is not in Liberia, Jeremiah Kun should be held responsible when it comes to Unity Party, because the man is the leader of the Unity Party when Jeremiah Kun, when Joseph Boakai is not there.
Yep.
Then God forbid if Joseph Boakai comes here and then they decide to go through the medical process, they call it triple bypass surgery. That's what they say he's going to come for. If that is the case, that means Jeremiah Kun will continue to be the real man for Liberia. So at some point, if for any reason Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai will not be available, will not be able to come, God forbid if that's the case, that means Jeremiah Kun will be inaugurated as our president. We said it before, that if you're voting in Liberia, if you're voting during the election, we had 3 top people. We have Jeremiah, we have Joseph Boakai, Komis, and Joey. But we told you, voting for Joseph Boakai is automatically voting for the presidency of Jeremiah Kun. So the funny thing about the whole thing, everybody know by virtue of the Constitution. Okay, let me not say by virtue of the Constitution. Everybody know the way the Constitution looking. It tell you, say, if somebody who is the president, if you pick anybody to be a vice president, no matter what, anything happen to that person, automatically the person with the vice president become the president. So right now, we're not praying for anything to happen to Joseph Boakai. But Joseph Boakai himself already gave a position to the man. Nothing happened here. Nothing happened to him yet. But the man already gave a position to Jeremiah Kun. The letter what he sent to the outgoing president, Joey, and the government people there. He said, anything you want to do, so long you're dealing with Unity Party and the new government are coming, you forget about me.
Yeah, you're total.
You're total Jeremiah Kun.
Yeah.
Now the man who will make the decision for Unity Party. And if the man will be president.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have.
Yeah, just before you bring the representative on.
Yeah. So what we're saying here, we're going to be bringing the representative on, Representative Akala Gray. Before anything happened, they said Joseph Baga will travel tomorrow. We're not too sure, but that's what they say. We got the paper, and the person that sent that paper is from Joseph Baga office.
Yeah,
Joseph Baga will come to America for whatever reason. Suppose they're coming for family meeting. The family meeting maybe is important more than inauguration. The family meeting maybe is important more than he becoming president. They may live all his life fighting to be president. Now they make president, now they may even wait to be inaugurated. He won't come for family meeting in America. That's what they say. And the other side of it, y'all miss. They say if Joseph Boakai come here, American people, then they met with Joseph Boakai a few days ago. They told the message, if you want to see America, when you take power, you should make sure the War and Economic Crown Court will be established. Go to America and kind of make the agreement with all. So, and second thing, they say Prince Johnson killed some American people then. So they want to make sure the era arrest Prince Johnson, or they will bring him to the International Criminal Court for prosecution. So Joseph Boakai will come here. When you finish with family meeting, you're going to meet with American people then to have that conversation. I think what your mate, why we're not on the show. But I will go to Steve, then we'll bring the Honorable on here. Honorable Akala Moses Great from the great history of District number 8 in Montserrat County.
Yes, so
go ahead.
Why you're bringing a representative on, I know I might not have a lot more time here, but while you're bringing a representative on, to his credit, on one of his podcasts, and also he had an interview most recently, Representative Carlos Gray, he alluded to this. He forewarned the public about some of these things, right?
What you talk, Steve? Let me be here.
But to his
Gray, welcome to SKTV. How are you, sir? Are you there?
Let me see.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Are you
Okay,
getting me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And sorry, it's still early for me to come home because of the activities that I'm involved in, but I'm happy that I'm here tonight. I'm sorry for coming very late. Yeah, I had a lot of activities.
That's okay. So, Steve, since you are going to be leaving us very soon, but let's give Honorable Great time to do some presentation. Just greet our people. Those people who have seen you just for the first time, or have listened to you, or those who are followers of SKTV that may not know who Akala Grace is, just take a minute to somehow introduce yourself, sir, if you don't mind.
Basically, again, I'm Representative Gray. The whole world knows that. Liberians across the world, I think they know. And I'm just a kind of a guy who believes in what I believe in. Even if people consider it to be the wrong thing, but my belief is my belief. And I'm very strong on my opinion. So, and I got defeated in the elections with a very narrow margin of less than 1%. But at the same time, we accepted the results in my district. Again, at the national level, we did that. And I think it's important to protect the peace and stability of our country. And I want to use this occasion to say thank you to the Liberian people for going through the election process. And today we are where we are. Now we are discussing right after the election. I think it's healthy and good for our country. So thank you. Not much I have to say. And let me say thank you for the show too.
Thank you. I mean, you've been here before, and we all, grow this platform together. So even though we never get along all the time, but I mean, you've been there. You've been here before. Yeah. So I want to say thank you too for coming on despite the time frame where in which you were asked to come on. So Steve, do you have any question for Honorable Gray before we go?
Yes, I have maybe two loaded questions.
Go ahead.
For Honorable Akara's grade. It is still safe or right to call him honorable, considering, I don't think they've done a transition when it comes to the legislature.
Even after the transition, he can still be called honorable if he behave like an
But
honorable.
the man will probably like to be called general.
Leaving office, if he behave like an honorable man.
The man will probably like to be called general as opposed to honorable. So we're leaving there for him to 2 weeks, 1 1.
Okay.
Because that time the man will be in opposition move, and he will be on a battlefield. So we'll leave it with him after he leaves office. Then we can determine. But Honorable Gray, I've listened to some of your podcasts, and I did listen to your interview. I've read some of the things you've written as well. And here's my first question. I will just combine both of them and give you the opportunity to answer them. My first question is, what is the way forward for CDC, considering you've accepted the results, you've conceded, and so whether you like it or not, welcome to the opposition. What is the way forward for CDC amidst all of the small noise and the high expectation that CDC would have won? Some people are demotivated, some people are discouraged within the CDC. What is the way forward for the CDC? But here's my second question to you also, Honorable Gray. SKTV, we've been able to look at the elections result when it comes to especially the elections. Oh, he's gone.
The signal in Liberia is bad.
Yes.
So the signal getting mad at you because the signal thinks that your question too long.
No, I had two questions for you now.
You remember what happened to Prophet Key when you pronounce a long name? Seriously, you don't understand it. Prophet Key get angry that he started. He said, Naya Boagua. When you say Naya Boagua, please say,
all children are created equal, right?
all children not created equal. Prophet Key trying to, call a full name, Naya Boagua, whatever you were saying.
So, Mr. Kane, let me
I don't understand it. Prophet Key got angry.
Because of time's sake, I got to run here. Let me post the question. Maybe you can ask him when he comes back. The CDC here in the legislature in the most recent election seem to have won about. Let me calculate the amount of seats here really quick, right? CDC won about 25 seats in total out of 73. The United Party won about 10. The CPP won about 6. The MDR won about 4. So that puts the CDC in a comfortable lead in the legislature. The question now is, they are in control of the House and they're in control of the Senate. Based on the numbers they have, and they're no longer the ruling party, will they keep their controls in both houses? Are they going to be able to keep control of both houses? I would like to know that, especially with Thomas Fala wanting to run against Fanatico Fa, from a CDC standpoint. That's why I wanted to put up. But folks, I gotta run.
By the way, before you run, let me say this before you run, because you can't just toss on it and start running away. Because you see that you should have asked this long question long time ago.
Okay, he came back. Let me do it. He came back.
You were now magnanimous enough.
He came back. Let me do it. He came back.
You are not gracious enough to make your question a little short.
To make it sweet and short.
Yeah, sweet and short.
Yeah, so he coming back. Let me ask it quick. He coming back. I will ask it quick.
He's not made a general though.
Hey, he coming back now.
So the main internet got angry at you. Then the internet just went there. Question too long, man.
So
yeah. But ask your question.
The man bounced back.
I think Steve. I think you have to go. When you go there, the internet will be okay.
Most definitely. Sarah, please ask that question. I'll also send the information to Sarah. Sarah, I'll send that information to you that we gather here so that you can have.
So what I was trying to say here is that
access to it.
We will have Chairman Musa Belete, Representative-elect, District Number 7, Nima Kante on SKTV on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Saturday. And when he comes, we're going to be discussing the whole idea of who's going to be the next representative, the Speaker of the House.
Okay,
That question I'm going to go to Honorable Gray here. You're going to help us understand.
Let
You
me
know,
ask
so
a
go
question.
ahead, ask your question, Steve, before you go.
Yeah, so Honorable Craig, real quick, let me make it very short. The CDC won 25 seats out of 73 in the past election. My question to you is, you guys are in charge of both houses as of now. What is the possibility of the CDC retaining the leadership in both houses under the new administration, especially taking into consideration Thomas Fala, from what's been reported in the papers, if all factors are constant, Thomas Fala wants to run against Fonati Kofa for the speakership. What do you say?
You get me now?
Yes, sir. We hope
Yep.
the internet will allow us to really hear from you.
Yeah. You know, I'm so sorry that I'm using the same phone. That's the problem.
It's okay. The next time we just go to into our studio. You go to Truth FM, and we can have a better conversation.
I get all my gadgets, but I didn't prepare today because of it.
Okay.
I'm using the phone direct, but I got entire stuff. I got my own studio here.
Oh, but then that's good. Then.
I
Right.
got this stuff here. Yeah, but actually, we didn't set it today. But basically, quickly, there will be no fight between Representative Farah and Deputy Speaker or Fonati Kofa. I can tell you that for sure. The CDC has the number. You said 25, but the CDC actually also of just on the CDC ticket is not less than 28 that won, straight off from. Yeah, just maybe 3% also the CDC ticket, but they are seditions who won. And they have the numbers. And frankly speaking, for CDC to decide to lose the speaker position, yeah, it's for the party to make that determination. Because you need 37 votes. 37. And then we have all of friendly parties, we have all the independent candidates, and all of those things. So the numbers being put together is like almost 50. Yeah, so even in that 50, if you take 10 out, it still be 40. And again, there's a possibility that with the contestation of election results or 1 or 2 areas, some other people may not be inducted into office on the second working Monday in January. The election day is the second working Monday in January for the Senate and the House. In the Senate, there's a very strong fight. I know the CDC and Collaborator have 15. And the Unity Party and Collaborator are also talking about 15. So the chips could fall. It depends on which, but it's a strong fight in the Senate.
Wow.
Yeah. So the CDC use everything, maybe with its collaborators to put someone out. But as far as I'm concerned, in the Senate, it's a tough fight. Yeah, it's a tough fight. And anybody winning the Senate, maybe you win with 1, 2, 3, or 4 votes, maybe 5 maximum. But it's difficult to win 5 votes different. Yeah. And anybody who becomes pro-tem again is a serious problem. Because with that margin, to sustain the flow and maintain is very difficult. Yeah, I mean, take for example, let me give the benefit of the doubt to Nyombli. Let me give the Unity Party. But Nyombli doesn't have what it takes to lead those guys. Yeah. They may give it because the ruling party's sake. It could. I'm saying it could, which it's not certain. But at the same time, you know, you got Emmanuel Nukwe, former speaker. You got Ellis Tyler, former speaker. You got Edwin Mervyn Snow, former speaker. You got Representative James Barney. Whether you like it or not, he's one of those guys who can have it. So the way she will comport herself, you got Sir Joseph. You're a very powerful chairman on the executive, you know. So the issue of maintaining those guys, and what I'm talking about, the people that I work with, everyone under our name. In fact, you got a former deputy speaker, Prince Moi.
Prince Moi.
Yeah. Those are extremely independent-minded people who believe that they don't have to depend holistically just on a political party to win their votes. Okay. So to maintain them for 2 years With all a crisis, it's a difficulty. And Nyomli doesn't have the kind of a contact outside of the Senate. The relationship, the leadership, she's not led. Like, like you will say, she's led maybe 5 persons before that believe in her. Yeah, but for the unity party's sake and the commitment made, it's a different ballgame. But at the end of the day, if you win, it will not be about the president. It will not be about the vice president. It will be about you as an individual. It took a lot, I can tell you, for Abba Che to lead those people. It's not ordinary. At a point, I thought they were going to get him out. Yeah, those are not, you know what it means, a former speaker. In fact, the speaker usually feels sophisticated than the protem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are the people you're dealing with, and many of them is an open secret. They have presidential ambitions, some of them.
And yes, and somebody, Rosalind Cooper just mentioned another person, Besonga family. It's also there.
So the next thing is that does Besonga want Nyomli to be the political face of Grand Bassa, especially after Besonga had one Grand Bassa and giving Grand Bassa to CDC along with the other people. So it's a clash of personality. The ego is very high.
So Honorable Gray, do we have so now I think you made mention of Nyomli simply because you believe Nyomli could potentially be the protein. So do we know other people who has interest, who have somehow expressed interest? Do you know anybody?
I should not be allowing the cat all of the bag.
No. I mean, in the open, do you know anybody who have actually officially?
Yeah, I know somebody who has interest in the speakership. I mean, in the protein position that comes with more experience than Nyomli. Okay, that is very grander legislatively than Nyomli, and I know they are 15 in their numbers. I can speak to that with certainty. Okay, but whether people will flip for in that numbers is an issue. But it will be a fight. It does not mean Nyomli is going to win. Don't get it wrong. But I can tell you that with the legs or the long, I'm a blonde guy. Around Nyomli, they will feel that she'll be puppet string. So she got to break the bond. If she should become protein, she got to decentralize the authority and break the bond. Because a lot of guys have issues with that. I've spoken to a lot of senators. Most of the people were represented, many of them. So I know exactly what I'm saying. But again, it's a tough race because the guy that is going against Nyomli from the collective opposition is very powerful. I can tell you that.
So, but do you think that collective opposition could also retain Abache? Do you see the possibility?
No, I don't want to talk about whether Abache, whether who, but there will be a surprise, probably. Yeah, I can tell you that for sure. There will be a surprise.
Brazilian Monk, do you have
because
a question?
They have succeeded in doing. They have succeeded in formulating a block of nothing less than 15 persons, including Abache. Yes. So
and we have 30 senators. So if everybody getting 15, it's up to the person who can bargain.
We have to vote.
Okay, then that means Jeremiah Kun can break the tie for Nyomli.
No, that's 15-15.
Yeah, if it's 15-15, Jeremiah Kun. Oh, now somebody going to be appointed.
No, but then that the tricky thing here is that the person who presides over the election is the Secretary of the Senate.
Okay.
No president will sit in that seat. No vice president will sit in that seat. Okay. Yeah. So there can also be a technical argument. There's a very technical constitutional argument. Because if you have 30 senators, now you know that Jeremiah will not be presiding. Okay. Because over the election is the Secretary of the Senate. It's not the vice president that presides over the election. Like in the House, it's the chief clerk that will preside over the election of the Speaker. So if there's a tie, who breaks the tie? The Secretary of the Senate does not have the authority to break the tie. The chief clerk of the horse does not have the authority to break the tie. That's where they say lawmakers must base law. So maybe they were going to electoral law, which said they could pull a lot. And where it's just for the person become, maybe throw the coins. That could be, they could invoke the electoral laws of the country. Okay? Or the vice president could argue, because Jewel will still be the vice president. And she should be presiding over the Senate. But it's a new Senate. That's the technical.
Hold on 1 minute. So it seems like the legislator going to take office first, be then the president, correct? So the new going to have new legislators in, and the current vice president remains the head of the Senate, and they will go through the election.
Yes.
So that means President-elect Jeremiah Kun still going to vote as a senator.
Yes, he has that right, because on the 10th working Monday, the president and the vice president get inaugurated into office. On the second working Monday, that is a week before the inauguration, on the second working Monday, the legislature takes seat. That's the first session of the legislature. Then you must have a quorum to induct the president into office. So on the 10th working Monday, the legislature has to assemble. So if the CDC with a closed tie, if the CDC lawmakers say we're not going to session and they mobilize, the president could not get inducted into office.
Wow. Let me go to same we're still on the radio in Liberia. Let me not take all the time. Let me go to my colleague to ask you some questions. Brazilian Monk, do you have a question for Honorable Gray?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions for Honorable Gray, and welcome to the show once again. But I got a first question. Looking at the proportions of win and the fact that CDC never won the presidential election, but you got there extremely well looking at the numbers in the House of Representatives, and you came out short. Can you make the case that it was about electoral fatigue, that the people in your district just wanted something different, or is it based on performance? Was it performance issue or electoral fatigue from your own observation?
Personally, you know, I don't want to put a dent in anybody's victory. I've accepted the results in my district. I accepted the result. I commended the candidate. And if I want to be very frank, the way this district is structured, the representative-elect didn't get the kind of a number. Because one thing I can tell you about between 5 to, it happened to me in 2017. I just want to give an example. Almost 5 to 10% who should be registered voters in district number 8 migrated. But they live here. Okay. And after election, everyone come home. Then they begin to give the representative a very tough time, as if to say they voted for him. Even those who may have voted for me and other candidates will say, oh, we voted for you. So, and there's the heartbeat. It's like DC. You got the highest number of universities, the high schools. So I know there were, I must say to you frankly, there were sufficient evidence to have a rerun in some areas or to recount, but I didn't want it. Personally, I had a fatigue in myself. If you notice, by 2018, I went public that I didn't want to run in the election. Are you getting me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm here.
Yeah, I said I did not want to run, you know, and then a lot of forces came out and said you're one of the best in the legislature. So by 2021, okay, I announced, the people say, oh, you're one of the best. We need you. The CDC needs you. Our district needs you. So it was easy for me to accept it because something I accepted that I didn't want to be a representative. So even if you're going to win me 5 votes, because look at the margin, just go back to the statistics. It's very, so I just gave it in. With all the evidence, you know, the lawyers came to me, people came, don't give it up, you know. I sat up by myself like this hour in the night, midnight, after this hour. And I said, no, man, I don't need to fight for this. You know, is that what I want? Personally, as an individual, it's not what I wanted. I must admit to you. Okay, I'm okay. To be frank with you, you know, my man, being a lawmaker in Liberia, people don't even know I'm a representative can be. And I will announce it today. You made just a little over 6,000 net on Ogbegube after 2020 when we did the harmonization by 2019. The representative made, and people, the Senate did not cut their benefits. Okay, So all of those things, the breading, you know, District 8, no lawmaker believe that District 8 deserve to have more rules, to have electricity, to have health facilities, because you got some of the TD district, for example. All of the some of the TD district, maybe 50 of the district not have, or let's just say 40, may not have or 15 or hospital or clinic, okay, public clinic. So you go make argument on the floor, the man will say, move on here, man. You know, you make argument about paved roads, they will still leave on here. 90% of your district is already paved. So it comes of a huge burden. And we got to reach a point where that's one of the things I want to do in my lifetime. Part of the next 6 years, though I will oppose the administration. But I want people to understand the function of a lawmaker. And, you know, because the burden of paying school fees, you know, hospital bills, you can't get away with it. You can't get away with it. It's a difficult thing until the economy reaches a level. So again, I don't want to put a dent on the representative-elect victory. I think he's a younger guy. I want him to succeed in life. You know, I brought a lot of young people in my life. I just want him to listen more, talk less, change his environment, not at home, but in terms of the caliber of people around, you know, go for older people in your office, your COS, you know, because you got to build relationship, whether you like it or not. The older guys, when they enter the place, they know exactly what's happening. You can stand right near them, they're talking different things, you think they're talking your interest. There are a lot of manipulations. That place, a whole classroom by itself, is a school by itself. I give an example. And I will teach my man Yeke. Some people say, why Yeke? Why Yeke can listen to you? It's easy for Yeke to listen to me sometimes, though Yeke can misbehave. You know, Yeke sometimes he told me, I don't have to say, but I have to say. He said, my man, I had the people can vote for me when I made noise. I thought something, the people will follow me. So he said, just give me 10 minutes, I will leave. You know? And maybe I want a presidential bill to be passed. It's very important for the 5 March. Maybe like tuition payment for the school-going kids. Should I compromise that for one man misbehaving on the floor? So I would tell him, I said, yeah, as soon as you finish, my man got to get outside. He said, yeah, I'm gonna. You know? It's
Okay.
a learning.
Monk, since we have limited time on the radio, I want to make sure that we ask most of the important questions while we stay on. So if Honorable Gray already answered your question, you can interrupt him and ask the second question. So that way we can have enough time while we still, they make him there on the radio. They may.
I will try to find or.
In the second.
Honorable Gray, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Late. Maybe I will try to give a time for tomorrow. It's very important. They kind of
yeah, if you can be here tomorrow, that would be great. So we can continue the conversation. That would be great. But yeah, but we stay here. I just want to make sure that we go ahead, Monk, and ask the
Honorable Gray, this is my most important question I had. I listened to a couple of your podcasts and interviews you did in studio. I think it was a few days ago, and you was talking about the issue of accountability and war crimes code. I think you are sounding like someone who's trying to set the benchmark or the platform when it comes to accountability and war crimes code. But the average Liberian will ask, CDC, you guys were the ruling party. You were given 6 years, almost like a mandate, by virtue of the fact that you won 14 out of 15 counties. So technically that was a mandate. So the average voter will say, but why Carlos Gray is sounding like this crusader for accountability and going back as far as 2006, because you say you don't want for the Bwagale administration to be selective when it comes to accountability. So people will say, but you were there. You were the one that controls state power. Why you didn't push for that honor of George Weah, but you want to set the template for the Bwaga administration? How do you respond to that?
I think people misquoting me. They said there's a big talk about audit, right? There's a big conversation about audit. You all been following it. I'm saying audit does not mean you are guilty. It must be done. It's not a choice. We created statutory bodies to audit. The Internal Auditing Agency, the GSC, the General Auditing Commission. We put money in the budget. Every year, they audit land ministries and agencies. They audited the entire oil government up to, as I speak to you, they have audited the George Weah government up to 2022. So the way people are talking about audit is like, you think you come in waste hunt. Like I just saw my friends in United Party saying, we'll audit you. The executive have been audited up to 2022. That public record, okay, they will soon publish the 2022 audit report. That's the function, that's the statutory function. So, for example, if Ambassador Boyga is inducted into office and he comes and say, I set up a special committee, okay, to audit. He doesn't have that authority as a president because there's a statutory body that exists. You can't establish a body to do the work of the same commission. They must do that work. Even if you brought in international auditor, the GSC can argue that that's the statutory function and they can still carry on the audit. Has audit been done? My thing is that the execution of the audit report, let me be exact. I want to be very choosy. The execution of the audit report should not be partial. It should be impartially done. For example, John Molu did a lot of audits on early. Okay, they still took us some power because we didn't implement the audit report, right? That's the argument by the Unity Party people. So why are you afraid of implementing the audit report that we didn't audit that you say you took all the power because we didn't do it? So you can't want to say we'll implement the audit report from George Weah administration. And I saw something from John Molu, and I see him and James Colley going to and fro. He's even talking about loan from the Ellen administration to the George Weah administration. So my argument is that the execution of audit reports or asset freeze should be holistically done. It should be impartial. Because I give an example. If I build a horse and I work for 12 years, the assets committee should look at how much did I work for, how much the horse cost, what were my liabilities, for example. But you can't just jump and say, I'm going beyond a carrier's rate. You see, personally, I cannot be audited. I will tell you why. Because of the 73 representatives, only the speaker and the deputy speaker have direct budgets. The rest of the 71 representatives, we have a bulk budget. So if you're auditing the legislature, the House of Representatives, you are auditing that. You are auditing every one of us together.
Yeah, the body, not an individual.
Yes. So is Jeremiah Kungu, the coach, budget ready to be audited? You see, these are things I'm showing. Because he's a signatory to the budget that my Mexico bank criticizing, the 30,000, the 10,000. Is normally Kanga ready to be audited? Because guess what? She's the administration in the Senate and will put money in the budget to renovate the legislature, the capital building. What they should do with the money, whether they diverted the money or not. As chairman on rules of administration, you have to account that your committee. So the one I said in the Liberian setting, we got a popular saying in Liberia, I'm sorry, but I have to say it. You know, when we say camo, the flush toilet, we say camo. That's why I say when the camo flush, people will always behind the horse. You say poop. Okay? So let's audit the legislature and see.
So technically, Akaros Girl, what you are literally saying is you are making a legal, I mean, a moral and a legal argument that you cannot be selective in your audit, and the way some people from the Unity Party see the whole audit, they got it twisted because you got audit that have been conducted and even up to 2022, like you just mentioned, on we are administration. So it's not the issue of audit, but the implementation from previous audit report dating back as far as 2006. That's your argument.
Yeah, and besides audit, if you're talking about accountability, transparency, and fighting corruption, it's not just audit. We got people in. Let me tell you what we've been doing. Let me tell you what I've been doing. You see, we live beyond ourselves. All the homes the guys building early administration, we've been taking the photos. And we've been putting photos all about people who, that's why I say it one rope or bush or rope. Some people were custom men at the border. You understand? They got homes. They got properties. They got farms. Some of the farms cost over $1 million. Legitimately, for 12 years, no minister on early for 12 years. Legitimately, the 12 years I work for make more money legitimately than a certain lawmaker. So how can a minister that you boast on and knocking your chest, the same old one in your bottle that passing all around for the transitional thing, How can you argue that the better horse that cost 200,000 and maybe I pay my horse 200,000? He say no, I carry a store, but the minister did not steal.
So,
What a grand.
yeah. So Honorable Great, thank you so much.
Look at Melbourne look like someone who's shocked you just listening.
So, Honorable Great, thank you so much. You know, like you rightly said.
My man, go over.
No. We're gonna be here even after the radio. We're still gonna be here to finish.
I will be here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, but I just want to ask you while we're on the show, we talk about something that you and I hear, but I want to get your perspective on it. The idea of we learned that the vice president, the president-elect Joseph Nima Boakai, supposed to be leaving Liberia tomorrow for the United States. The reason stated in the communication says for to meet with some family member to also engage and to also involve in some diplomatic engagement. What is your take? The certification is supposed to be on the 8th of December. And he's believed to have, to be here for at least 2 to 3 weeks. We should pass that time. What is the sense of urgency for which the vice president, the president-elect is traveling the United States, letting go the certification, and even waiting for the inauguration before traveling to the United States for family visit or other diplomatic engagement? What is at stake here?
I will tell you a few things, we just been critical a little bit, the first thing the vice president, the president-elect, health-wise is not well. And I can speak to that with authority.
Okay.
Yeah, because we sent him America. The guy who took him to Rhode Island, one Joseph Tai, from the Rural Electrification Authority there. Okay, we flew him into Rhode Island. The vice president should be taking, the former vice president or the president-elect, first and foremost, should be taking a major operation that he will be out of his office nothing less than 6 months. Between 3, 4, 5, 6 months minimum. Yeah, I can speak to that with authority. He should have done that. You remember the Brunskin scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't well, and then they didn't want to say it. He contested for the presidency. Are you getting me?
We are getting it very loud and clear. And
and
we're also on the radio.
After a year or two, you saw what happened to him. So the vice president, former vice president, of the Republic of Liberia is not well. It's something that I know of because I have in possession the hospital report. And the reason why I have it because we sent him, to Rhode Island.
Hold on. So you have the hospital report because of you saying, when you say you mean like the government of Liberia?
Yeah, because the president was magnanimous enough to send him abroad. And those who pay the bill, we have to have the report. Okay, I have the photos of Joseph Bagay in the office, but we decided not to release that. I did not want to be like other people, to release those things.
So is that? We learned that the hospital was in Rochester, but we now you're talking about Rhode Island. So which one is what?
We're flying into Rhode Island first. I can speak to certainty on that. We're flying first into Rhode Island before he went to other areas.
So the first procedures. So are you for sure that, or do you think? That
no, he's not. He's not well.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that this traveling right now is for the purpose of seeking medical attention?
No, I'm just saying it could be. I don't know whether he wants to risk now and not induct office. I don't think he will want to take that risk.
But okay, let's assume that he's not well. Is that sickness intensified to the level where he cannot wait to be inaugurated and travel as president?
Oh, I don't know I can't say, because I know it's a must that he must do the operation. I can speak to that, it's a must. But when exactly, I can't say when he's going to do it. So I don't know, that's why he's going for. The next point I wanted to raise is that I want to tell you this. For me, I don't just talk because I want to talk when it comes to certain things from the legislature. Most of the time when I tell you something will happen. Because I know exactly what I'm saying. The issue of turning Prince Johnson over is not a choice. because I know the thing. One of the reasons we dislodged Prince Johnson.
What do you mean by turning Prince Johnson over? What do you mean by that?
Prince Johnson was, yeah, I don't in the USA or at the RCC, you will have to be 10 over. Yes. You know, the United States government will never allow, let me say this to you, those norms to be killed and allow Prince Johnson to be free. They see Prince Johnson as the one who is the guy behind the scene that will direct the activities of Joseph Boyka. They've done all of those calculations. It's a foregone conclusion. They see Prince Johnson as the pseudo president. You know, that pseudo leader. You know, trying to dictate what will happen. He's demanding ministries. In putting a lot of demands. I can say this for sure. Maybe you got your sources in the Unity Party. So they don't want to see Prince Johnson anywhere around the presidency. You saw when they sanctioned Prince Johnson, and you saw Prince Johnson, the Americans already accused Prince Johnson of pay for play. So they know Prince Johnson will demand that from Boyka because he made some demands, some verbal demands from Joseph Boyka before supporting him. And they feel that Jeremiah Kun will be the president in disguise because Prince Johnson is on public record for saying the old man is old, in quotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the old man is old. That means Kun will run the country. Today, trust Kun independent. The first thing Kun cannot go to America now. Okay. Yeah, Kun, except they lift that on him because he has some issues, immigration issues. Yeah. No, I'm saying it to you. I'm not having the Kun that my friend.
Is that a speculation or is it a fact?
No, Kun cannot leave. Kun has not been to America for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Now,
but are you anything based on the fact that you have not seen him travel, or you just believe that?
No, because you know the American immigration, they got some restrictions. Maybe you took people to America and you left them there. You know, I'm not saying because it's a crime. Don't get me wrong. I mean, war crimes. No, not what I'm saying. But he got some immigration issues. That you are not an issue of visa or a year plus. Yeah, he was denied of visa twice. I'm the chairman on this, so I know exactly what I'm saying.
All
okay.
Right.
But for Kun does not, they don't know Kun. The Americans don't know Kun. They don't. Kun has contact. No friend in any country internationally in terms of the government or any country. It's zero.
But Kun going to be potentially the president if Joseph Boyka is incapacitated as we speculated.
I agree with you.
Who's going to be the president?
So Kun being potentially the president, it means Prince Johnson president. That's what it means to the Americans. It means to the international partners. It's a public record. So why you think Nima has a vote-rich country like that, and the CDC knows that she needs Nima, and will say Prince Johnson go? Why you think? Wow. Let's be real.
Wow, you saying something devious. So another. Go ahead.
That's the breaking news. But you know the thing is, so Melbourne, I know you've been texting me, but we having conversation here. But Melbourne, if you're gonna leave, that's fine. We're gonna continue the conversation. But hopefully tomorrow, Honorable Gray will be with us to have this post-election conversation and about the way forward. As to what went wrong or what went right, well, the CDC or the Unity Party will have that conversation. Like he said, he's sorry for coming late, but we asked him to come on the show, and not just one time, to be coming on the show to enlighten us on a lot of issues. For his experience being in government for a while and serving as one of the longest serving elected representative in Liberia, one of it. So we will need his expertise and understanding of what is going on. And now that he is an outgoing representative, we will need him.
It's about time to spill more. The man is dropping some nuggets.
Yeah. So Honorable Gray,
no, but I said.
I want you to expand a little on the issue of Prince Johnson. CDC letting Prince Johnson go, given the fact that Nimba is a vote-rich county, but yet you say, you know what? It's okay. Why?
Yeah, it beyond ordinary explanation. Some can be said. So, like Prince Johnson believe, for example, he controls the amount. He makes a demand, an unrealistic demand, for example. I will say those things that should be said in the public land. And that's the same accusations the Americans are having against Prince Johnson. Take, for example, I was presiding over the session at a point in time. And Prince Johnson felt that when the budget is passed, we should give his college, his university, maybe between $1 to $2 million. But there is a college also, there's a public college in Nimba County where tuition free. Should we take $1 million to $2 million and give it to Prince Johnson? Okay. Okay, that's when you notice that Prince Johnson only started fighting Jeremiah Kuhn. He said Kuhn is greedy. You got to play all those tips.
We have the tip. We have that.
Yeah.
I think we play a minute time, but we don't want to, go back to the campaign mood. Once they take over, and we know once they take over and we see things happening, Prince Johnson behave a certain way, then we will kind of play some of those audio to kind of measure, to make sure that, okay, this is something that we saw in the campaign. They may even before the campaign. Like he said, the audio when Prince Johnson said, the Omer is old. This is the Nimba pathway to the presidency. The Omer is when he paused. He didn't even end his statement. We have that and we play it here.
So I'm just trying to do that realistically. One day we'll talk about the Janet issue similarly, and people try to blame Akaros all of the time. I know people blaming. Some of these decisions are beyond the ordinary. I can say this, and that's why I'm writing my book on. Because Prince Johnson, Boyka has no choice. I'll give you an example. When the NPP supported Ellie in 2005 in the runoff election, you remember that vividly?
Yes.
The commitment Ellie made to NPP was that she would not turn chancellor over. That was the commitment according to Sando Johnson. So the supporter Ellie.
Wow.
When the Congress voted Taylor and the U.S. government, they made it clear that we have no interaction with Ellie until she turned chancellor over. Because they made an argument to Nigeria that they needed chancellor. Nigeria said no. Chancellor is now our citizen. We can only turn our citizen over to you. Chancellor is a Liberian. So the person that should turn chancellor over should be Liberia. So Ellen will compare Arm Twister to write the communication to turn chancellor over. And she went to Nigeria. She did that communication. And when she came back, Liberia, Sando Johnson raised the issue. She said it was a lie. And Sando published the letter. Okay, it was a tough decision for Ellen to make. So it becomes the single most important decision now. Forget about the economy. Forget about everything. It's the issue of Prince Johnson controlling the presidency. And the no Boyka is not too well. They know Kuhn will run the show. So they got to get Prince Johnson out. Prince Johnson can go to Manima and he can hide behind Nima Mountain. I can guarantee. I give you another example. Let me tell you this. We made Prince Johnson the third deputy speaker at ECOWAS. Probably you don't know when he came to power. Prince Johnson became the third deputy speaker at ECOWAS. We fought for that. The other point, when they wanted to pick up Prince Johnson also out of Liberia, Prince Johnson came back and couldn't travel again. He said he would not go to Nigeria. That's
they wanted to pick him up, pick him up where? To take him to the Hague or to the United States?
Yeah, they were going to pick him up for Nigeria. Anyway, Prince Johnson doesn't travel. Since that time, Prince Johnson has never traveled. Yes. There's a quest to arrest Prince Johnson wherever he goes around the world. Prince Johnson has never traveled since then. I'm saying these things because I know I've sat with him. He could not go by Nigeria. His fear was that Nigeria turned over Taylor. You remember when the Sentinel back to Liberia?
Yeah, I can remember that. That episode.
So his fear was that the guy in Nigeria needed the West support. So once he go to Nigeria for the ECOWAS meeting, they will pick him up. So he went there 1 or 2 times, and then he stopped traveling. So we didn't even end our tenure as a country for the third deputy speaker because of that. And Prince Johnson had never left Liberia. Yeah,
but you said even Prince Johnson goes to Monimba, how behind Monimba he could still be arrested. So how possible is that?
They go that the Americans. today, you know what they did to Ben Laden. You know the story of the American Special Forces and all of those things. I'll give you one example. Once upon a time, Sandra Johnson raised an alarm that the CIA had gone to charge the horse. Even Siri Adam were on air resisting that. They can pick up the men, and hour they can pick up Prince Johnson. It's just a matter of time. They don't have to announce it. But boy, I can tell you this. It's not just family issue Boyka is striving for. It's a make us story. Okay? I don't know whether now Boyka Jr. will be traveling to the States because he always stay on one of his visitation. That's why he had not been escorting his father to go to America. But maybe now they will waive that. So
Man, another breaking news. Oh.
Yeah, they honorable mayor is dropping a lot of nugget.
Hold on. You see, Boyka Jr. overstay his visa term, so he's not able to come to America. That's the reason.
No, let me tell you, the Americans have been very rigid on Liberians, especially like overstaying, taking someone. Even some officials of government don't travel to America because of their children or relative. You know the privilege we have. Do you know now when you go on like what we used to go with a diplomatic visa, passport, and now if you travel on your private trip, you got to carry your ordinary passport and go for interview to any ordinary Liberian as a government official. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's no more the same because from Ellington up to now, the people feel that some people abuse the facilities. Like you go, you overstay, maybe you stay more than 2 the time they gave you to be in the USA, or you took your family, your direct family, or you took people because your immunity. Maybe I took my office staff and they didn't come back. They're very rigid about the immigration issue. Yeah, it's a very rigid thing nowadays. Yeah, very rigid. So yes, Kun cannot go to America. I'm saying I can. Kun has not been in America. He has been deprived of going to the USA because of the similar things. Yeah, he has not been to America. So maybe because of the vice president now, maybe you go into the UN area, they will allow you to go there and give you certain parameters. I don't know. Or affiliation with Prince.
So based on your experience in government, given the fact that Joseph Boakai already given his position to Jeremiah Kun even before the inauguration, do you foresee problem within the Unity Party governing system, especially when it comes to leadership structure and chain of command?
There's already a problem because the party seems not to have the kind of control as a party. So they're fighting for control because if you look at Boakai office, besides Mo Ali and 1 or 2 persons, maybe the Secretary General, you got other people who are not deep party sentiment that have some control. John Modu is saying one thing, he's speaking like he's authoritative on Joseph Boakai. My friend Amara Kone, they had to have a meeting to ask who's the spokesperson. So it's not a good sign in terms of.
Wait, another breaking news. They say they had a meeting as to who is the spokesperson. It's like American kind of exerting himself as the spokesperson, or what? What's going on here?
Because the argument was that Mo Ali is the spokesperson for the rescue team.
Okay.
And not the party. Because the laws of the party, usually in party politics, either the chairman or the secretary general is spokesperson for the party. So Mo Ali is a political officer in Joseph Boakai office. Jacob Kabakoli is the chief of office staff. So for Amara to speak and not the chief of office staff, for example, the political affairs officer, or John Modu to speak, like they're speaking for the party or the government, they are not yet a government. Even the letterhead that Joseph Boakai used, for example, they didn't want to raise issue on it. It's not yet a president, and he's using the official seal of Liberia. You saw that letter? Commending
I haven't seen it.
No, I got to send you a copy commending the Chinese government for the recognition.
And it has the official seal on it as president?
Yeah, I think I saw something like that with the official seal.
Yeah, I think Mo Ali published it on his Facebook. A lot of people didn't pick it up. He's not president yet. Look at the billboard that was put up for his birthday today. They say president of the Republic of Liberia. Maybe they're printing oversight. Yeah, so that over zero. I can send you those things. Okay.
Yeah, somebody sent me that billboard. I think that was wrong.
Yeah,
it's not yet. We don't have one president at the time.
They say the office of the president-elect. It should not bear the seal of Liberia. It's like maybe the elected representative in my district now using the office here and say the district 8 representative elect. He has no authority, zero authority. He's still a private citizen like other people. We stay in charge until the second working Monday in January. That's when we will relinquish power. And then the president relinquishes power the third working Monday in January. So I don't think Kun has, no, I don't want to say I don't think. Kun is not seen as a unity partisan. There are people who believe they fought for unity party before they handpicked Kun. Some people didn't see it coming. Okay. So you know the party's zealousness. In the CDC, I know what I'm talking about. When the party feel that is not one of them, and Kun coming from Prince Johnson party, the second man in command to be of the country, is not unity party. It's not, you know, all of those guys who struggle, who fought the army. They were just looking with envy smiles. They may work with him, but deep down in the mind, they know that he's not one of them.
Okay, yeah, assuming that the information we get in the speculation is correct, Joseph Boakai, you know, decide to say, well, given my health condition, I may not be able to continue. Kun becomes president. Who could potentially be the next vice president of Liberia? And Kun, mind you, Kun not being a United Party person.
No, Kun will not select a zero Unity partisan. He will build his own block. And I will tell you why.
You think I'm not going to stand a chance?
Yeah.
You think I'm not going to stand a chance in terms of Kun deciding who to be the vice?
No, I think so. I will tell you why I think so.
Okay.
Maybe pressure could come on Kun. Because mind you now, Kun, you see, when in politics you build relationship with people. Kun have built relationship for a very long time with people like Jeremiah Kun, with people like Edwin Snow, with people like Thomas Fala, with people like Emmanuel Nukwe, you know, all the guys were like grew up together in the legislature. We got a relationship. I can hold the phone now and call Kun, he will pick up. I've not called him since then. I can guarantee you when I call him, he will pick up. Okay, even when you were contesting, he called me 1 or 2 times. Okay, so I'm talking about build relationship. It's not from the Unity Party. So one of the things that I saw when I saw Amara Kone, because Amara Kone played a smart game. He didn't support Unity Party or CDC before he got elected. We were just between the parties. So when I saw Amara Kone drifting towards the Unity Party, you know, I look beyond. The first thing I saw Ellen and Rawa Salif. That's the first thing I saw. Whether you like it or not, Amara is a family to Ellen and Rawa. So maybe they were playing a kind of a game. Say, we are may not, President, we are may not go after Ellen, even if you win. But in case United Party win, who do we have there to help us? The Amara. So if you saw Amara move into the United Party, Amara didn't come like, Amara is not United Party zero. For the 12 years United Party were in power for, Amara was not seeing, I imagine whether he even joined United Party. I don't even know up to now whether he joined United Party. Okay, maybe he had joined it. But Amara's mission and sole objective is to protect Ellen and her children. And to protect that Ellen girl support group. So, comes in, Amara will easily build relationship with Kun. Easy. And the reason is that they're predicting that Joseph Boakai may not have the calorie. So, if Kun handpick Amara, it will not be a surprise to me. Okay? Because Kun is building new relationship with the whole world becoming president.
Yeah.
No vice president will sit and say, I want to be president.
No way.
No way.
As a matter of fact, I think it was based on that ambition, Kun became the vice president.
Yeah.
Because Prince Johnson was very clear that the NIMA pathway to the presidency will be through the vice presidency under Boakai because the woman is old.
You know who pushed Kun to be the vice president?
No.
That Jim Bunny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bunny, one of the argument was very clear in the unit in the caucus argument amongst them. You know, we love them, we know things. They are our friends, even if they're in opposition. So Bunny argument was that if you can select somebody from Nema County, then we can get it. The argument was just fair for his thought. That if you don't select somebody from Nema County, we can get it. If you want me to tell them, gotta look at Nema. But the real argument was on Nyomli. But the thing was that can Nyomli win Grand Bassa with the forces in Bassa? No. So if we take Nema, Prince Johnson will fight for us. So let's take Nema. I had Jeremiah Kun came from the Blue Sky. And then Barney went and started telling them they can settle Nyomli, they can talk to her, maybe give some money to her, and not get money, but they will make her protect. So Barney became the political tactician for the formula. Yeah.
Well, folks, once again, with us today is Honorable Moses Akala Great, the representative for District Number 8, Monserrado County. If you are watching and listening to us on Truth FM, we say thank you. And those of you that are following on Instagram and YouTube, on Facebook, whether it's SKTV or SKTV Live, we want to say thank you to all of you. We are still here. We're going to be opening the line right after we give Honorable the Brazilian monk to ask one more question. Then Honorable will answer to that. Then we'll open the line so the public can ask a few questions. Yeah, go ahead, Honorable.
I just want to say one thing. You see, I feel sorry for my friends in United Party.
Okay.
Look at the transitional team. You don't need, in like Rose, you don't need a rocket scientist. What Boyka did smartly is to solidify power. Other people supported him. Mandela Kopo, Loseni Kamara, John Molu, all those people. So Boyka is an older man who has friends outside our Unity Party. People who support him. He used the structure as a vehicle to reach where he is. So most of the guys in the party structure, but I don't see them like co-equals. And that's one of the most dangerous things. But I see Muhammad Ali, for example, the Secretary General, you know, the way he sees them, but I judge about all my children there, he sees them like error boys that he can send to do things.
Aaron boys?
People who can run the decision.
I know Aaron boys.
Yeah, no, I'm Ash, but that's the fight. Because more is the political affairs officer in the main office, he running behind Amara. The Unity Party structure and not with him as I speak to you. Yeah. So they didn't. Jake is a guy.
The Unity Party structure, no matter who? Mo Ali?
No, Mo is not like Jacob Kabakoli. Jake, you know how I used to call Jake in CDC? We used to call Jake the snake. He's very calculative. He may not be the kind of a guy that academically extremely potent, but he's a little bit calculated. He doesn't talk much. He can allow you to lead yourself into your stupidity. But now, Jake got Joseph Boyka locked down, along with Jojo. Yeah, they got him down, two of them. Okay, they're cutting the shots now as I speak to you. So they don't see Mo Ali as the guy who will be chief of officer or one minister, or maybe Boyka Jaliba.
Like Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, we learned that it could potentially be Mo Ali or Jake Kabakoli. So you don't know.
I can bet you it's not possible for Mo. Mo doesn't value himself. Yeah, he doesn't. He value him. He has not been able to exploit it. Yeah, he has not been able. He losing that grip. 100%, I can tell you. My man, I got friends. Look, let me tell you. Look at me. I taught a lot of people in Unity Party in high school, and also high school universities. I dealt with a lot of them. They call me Godfather. I know I'm talking. People consult me. I'm in the best position to tell you what will happen tomorrow. Because it's a loose coalition. People are annoyed. People feel that they spend their money. Some people, they annoyed. And they will start giving information out because they know that they may not get it. And that's the most dangerous thing, like the CPP coalition. It was a very loose coalition. So now, Kun, if anybody think Kun, let Barkley didn't want Clarence Lorenzo Sensen to be president. Because Barkley felt that Clarence Lorenzo Sensen was almost the most educated guy and he knew. So you know what Barclay did? Barclay did not want anybody from Monrovia, what they call the old guys. Barclay went way to Maryland, selected Tubman. With the hope that after Tubman first time, Barclay will come back to power. And he will puppet stream Barclay. Don't overlook Kun. Don't overlook Kun. Kun is a dangerous guy. I work with him. As chairman and executive, I work with him as part of leadership. Kun can be telling you something he may and all thing. I can tell you. And he has a lot of money.
He has a lot of money?
Yeah, he has a lot of money.
How did he get that money?
That's why I said audit. That one will be topic for another day. That one does money. No, I'm
telling you on stocks.
Why yes and all. That government, that they got contract from governments. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm saying audit. I will send you some of the company names. That's why you see when I talk, the people can be insulting me. They don't know my position. They don't. I'm the chairman on executive. I am the chairman on executive. In the legislature, in the House, I'm the third most important person. So I see
everything. You see everything in the executive.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you know what? Like you were saying, we'll leave some for tomorrow. But you know, however, let's get to Brazilian. Brazilian will ask your question, then Honorable Gray will answer you. Then we'll open the line. At least let's get a few questions from our audience. They are interested in talking to Honorable Gray here. So go ahead.
One thing I can guarantee, Gray, before his book come out, I can guarantee his book is going to be an instant hit. I mean, like being chairman of the executive.
Are you writing a book?
He's coming with a book.
I'm working on a book. I've been working on it for the last years.
With this kind of a nugget,
I want to be the co-author. The co-author.
My man, maybe we'll make a movie. You know, my web is a movie.
Okay, no problem. So, President, go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, I said the book is going to be an instant hit, even though the book is yet to come out, because with this kind of a nuggets, Carlos Gray is dropping here. I've never seen or heard anything in recent time like this. But I mean, from all the revelations you've been saying here, I mean, two things I gather from it. The first of all, you said one of the reasons you got never persuaded or went after Prince Johnson because you know the inevitability of turning him over. So, are you literally saying here, another saying that even though Joseph Burger said he was going to dance with the devil, but it doesn't matter at this stage who you dance with. Prince Johnson being turned over is a must. It's not a probability of if it just went, that particular revelation will come to reality. That's one thing you are saying. And the second thing I gathered was, okay, you knew that the day was coming within the CDC, and it was one of the decisions that we have made, that even though he can make some unrealistic demand because he believed that he holds the political card, but still, we are hard to let him go without going after him because he knew this day was coming. Is that what you're trying to say in another sense?
Yeah, you know, I will say this to you, and you know, as a thinking man, as a Homo sapien, just think that could the CDC hold Prince Johnson? Did we have the capacity? Yes. Why did we let him go? I will not answer that question tonight. Why? Why you let Prince Johnson go? If Prince Johnson is the key to your victory, why you allowing go? Just think about that. Think about that.
And that's a deep question, because if you are demanding and you could have met those demands, there will be no need to let him go. If at all you actually wanted to pursue, you could have gotten him, but still you let him to go. So it's something more deeper than what you were even requesting.
Yeah, I will not say that today. I will not say that. It can take even 2 years. Let me tell you, the American bombs that were killed, Prince Johnson will never go free for that, except he died to money. Secondly, we're in proximity to the president.
Now, whose phone's ringing like that? Is it Monk?
I think that's me. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. You just mute your phone. So we're going to open the line.
You know there was time that the president of Liberia was not seeing Prince Johnson. Do you know that?
Why?
Okay, we'll answer those questions in the future.
The president was afraid of what or what?
No, there were women that wouldn't see Prince Johnson again. You need to ask that. We'll answer those questions. You know, you can write all, and you can say all. You can say all. You know.
So you think the audit is a must?
The audit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but audit already going on. Like I said to you, there are audits. Implementation. Take one example. Let me just give you an example. Okay, how my friend in Unity Party said we'll go after McGill, we'll go after Serena Seaforth, we'll go after Bill Tuawe. Good. But you will not go after Prince Johnson. Let's just restrict to 6 years if they only want 6 years. The American accused the man for pay for play, that corruption, that bribery. So how you go after the similar allegation? You only go after what about name McGill, after Bill Tuawe and Lee Prince Johnson, or is that why is it possible?
All right. Let's start taking some calls, Honorable Grace, so we can have our audience engaged. I mean, that is a very fair question. If you're going to be auditing, it's going to be based on sanction. Everybody that is sanctioned should be included.
Exactly.
It should be holistic instead of cherry picking.
Before you even take the call, when you hear Grace saying audit the legislature, I know what I'm saying. And you will get a certain vice president who is signing document. You can audit the legislature. You think you will be up? The man who signed financial document. You think ready, Jeremiah?
Do we have documentation? Do we have documentation to those effect wherein Jeremiah Kun is signatory to all the thing that we've been complaining about, the 30,000, everything, every bad thing that we have, accused you guys about?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Jeremiah Kun is co-chairman on Business and Finance. He was co-chairman for 4 to 5 years before he became senator.
You're breaking up. We didn't hear the question.
Who run the finances of the legislature, the House of Representatives?
The Ways and Means.
Yeah, so, my man, that common logic.
Yeah.
The laws are
there.
All rules are laws. So the one when I look at where say, oh, we'll say I can't agree. Wait, I can tell you today, Seku, look at me, go. Nobody in the country, whether ministry, whether agency or government, whether the legislature, can say I can't agree horse or man. It's not possible.
Okay. Let's do some calls. Let's do some calls. Let's take the first caller here. The first caller here is 614. Last 4 digit 9766. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Eugene. I'm calling from the U.S.
Go ahead, 1 minute.
Yes, and I want to address Mr. Gray.
Honorable Gray, Representative Gray.
No, just Carol.
Huh?
My family right now is grieving.
Okay.
Since November 14th, Representative Gray took people there in the school, in their house, and my agent passed away. My agent passed away. They have not seen Representative Gray. All right, behind MU, District 8, to be precise. He carried people there on the day of the elections. All right.
So you said you kept hold on 1 second. Let me understand it. Honorable Gray take people to your house and stone the place and then the woman passed away? So what are you guys doing about that? You guys went to court or call the police, call the authority attention to that effect?
So they even broke the screen door. They marked on the wall.
All right. Thank you. Honorable Gray will address it.
What I'm talking about. He need to go down behind MU, District 8, and apologize and go there and see the family. We are grieving for our she died SOS. All right? Her foot with a rock.
All right.
Her foot was either broken or split with a rock. She has diabetes and high blood pressure.
So when the police said it was during election time, they couldn't do anything. Oh, hold on. hold on. So what happened after the election?
After the election,
Mhm.
it was to know itself. All right, nobody went out because it was great. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, no problem. He's listening, so he will address it. All right, let's take the next caller. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from the WhatsApp line?
Yeah, my name is I'm calling from.
Your voice is very low. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Umar Fofana. I'm calling from Germany.
Uma Fofana from Germany. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question to you. Because you said that you are independent, and now Honorable Grace is speaking, you don't ask me any question that will sway to order to say you are independent. It means that you're not fair to the way the order that watching your show. But I don't know. Maybe the states will become opposition states. They are sure not to say maybe that's why sometimes you go I can't go say a lot of things. You want to be asking a question that to say we'll notice that to say yeah.
Okay, I want you to ask your question. To maintain
ask one of those questions.
You asking the question. I didn't ask some of the question. You asked the question. The man is here to answer. That's why we open the line for you guys. Maybe we will forget. We will not be able to ask all the questions. Maybe some things will escape us. But now you have the opportunity to ask him the question. Go ahead quickly.
Sekou,
Now, let me ask this question.
because it's not too clear. So my question is not clear.
Yeah, I will repeat it. That question is not too clear. I will repeat it. So, yeah, what is your question to Honorable Gray?
Yeah, because you're talking about Senator PYG, yeah, to say, yeah, maybe that means if anything, the incoming president, when you want to send that man over, maybe it will become somewhere that maybe the man already, that is not the problem because they were in power. You know very well they are losing power. They were in power. Why that time you could not be talking about that, and you having the power to say all the time you're meeting the president. Why you could not be able to express some of those things, but now you coming or you already losing power. So no need for her to be listening to some of those things because that one the politics playing right now because they are opposition.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That's what I see it to be.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, there's nothing for me to relate to you. He said nothing. He wouldn't express his opinion. He did not ask a question.
I must say I had a hard time.
I even got lost at some point. I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's his right to call in and talk. So let's take this caller here. Ben from Minnesota. How you doing, sir? The undercover citizen. What is your question for Honorable Gray?
So I tend to agree with most of what the representative said.
My man, your voice is very, very low. Are you at work?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Honorable Gray, can you hear him?
No, not too clear, but you
Okay.
Yeah,
so go ahead. Go ahead, Ben.
I agree with everything he said,
Mm-hmm.
except that when he said that the audit, they can't do anything now because their audit's already there. But I want the honorable man to know that the case about burning Samaga, that case came from the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. So the CDC government, there were a lot of cases that came from Ellen government. So the CDC government selectively chose what case they wanted. So the Waka government can also do the same to choose what case they want to go for. So they don't have no right to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you get that?
He said the Unity Party government will select which case they want to go after.
Yeah, because he was saying that you guys can stay prosecute or go through some of the cases right now because the case of Brandon Samuka did not originate from the CDC government, came from the Ellen government. So if you took care of that, if you took on that case, there's no reason for you to say that you cannot take on the other cases.
Okay.
So that was his question. Let me see here. Okay, I think this is Prince. Yeah, remember the line are so jammed, I can't even able to click over. Yeah, Prince, how you doing?
Yeah, Sekou, how you doing?
Quickly, my brother. 1 minute, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm great. How you doing, bud? My question to you is, now that you guys are in the opposition,
and you guys enjoy overwhelming endorsement from the collaborating political party. Is there any plans in the works that you guys will formulate or come together and join the collaborating political party to be an opposition and a voice to be able to effect any change in the future, in case the Unity Party go back to their old ways and start to do the things that is unexpected of them? Will you guys join the CPP? And if you guys should join the CPP, what would you think would be the arrangement this time around? Because given what you have said, the CPP arrangement was not something that was plausible. So what will be the next step now for the CDC? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go to the next caller. He will take two more and then we go to Honorable Gray. Yeah, caller 817, last 4 digit 1053. Are you there?
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my call. This is Rosalind Cooper from Dallas, Texas.
Rosalind Cooper from Dallas, Texas. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Question, Oliver Gray. You have said a lot, and at one point you mentioned that the salary that you guys receive in the House is about $6,000. For the whole while you was serving as the representative, you never did one day mention anything about your salary or what you guys make. It is also known that CDC your government is one of the most corrupt government in the history of Liberia. Is it now that you are, you're no longer going to be a senator? Are you talking about how much money you guys make? Also, do you think your loss is probably due to the abuse that you've mentioned out against the students at the University of Liberia? That also played a role in your loss, and are you remorseful for that? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you get it? Or you want me to help you?
Let's just say what I'm remorseful for what happened at LU, and that's my first time announcing what we make. Yes,
that's what she said. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So I will take this caller and then we go to Honorable Gray. Call of 718, last 4 digits 7040. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello, caller 718. One more time, 718. You've been on hold for a while, so if you can't talk, I will switch to the other one. 718, last 4 digit 7040. All right. We got to let that person go, and then we'll switch to a 612 number. 612 number, last 4 digits 0329. What is your name and where are you calling from? I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, I'm Thomas William calling from Minnesota.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me ask Mr. Gray some of the questions you refuse to ask because you are staying on campaign mode.
All right. Ask him. I asked the question, but let me just inform you. You'll be limited to at least 2 questions, now more than that. Go ahead.
2 questions again?
Yeah, at least 2. We have a lot of people calling. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Gray is wasting the public.
My man, ask your question. You say you got 2 questions. Just ask your question. Me and nobody on the same side. Me and you on the same side too. Because I'm asking questions and you're asking questions. Go ahead.
Mr. Prince Johnson.
Senator Prince Johnson.
Senator Prince Johnson. Can you reconcile that when you ran Prince Johnson all the way to the 99 minutes? That's my first question. My second question is both directed to Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray, you present your honorable Gray, you present yourself as like you are the best politician in Liberia. All these good things you are saying, party, getting into another party. Why you did not advance? Why you did not provide similar people of advance? Yeah, so you were
Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. You're repeating the same thing. The last caller.
What did he get the two questions?
He said the first question was Prince Johnson was working with you, and you were running with Prince Johnson all over the place. And because you all the way to the last minute, but because Prince Johnson did not support you, that's why you guys are talking about Prince Johnson will be turned over. Why didn't you guys turn Prince Johnson over when you know all of those bad things Prince Johnson did? Secondly, you now professing to be one of the most intelligent or the best politician in Liberia. The advice you just gave to Boakai advising Unity Party, he said you're advising Unity Party. Why didn't you give those advice to President Weah when you from that party and that was your government? So the last caller is here. 480 number, last 4 digit 3908. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon, Seiko. Good afternoon to your fellow panelists, and good afternoon to my former friend, Akaros Gray.
Go ahead. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Prince Masekwe, calling from the state of Maryland.
Go ahead, Prince.
Hey, I just called to, I'm glad that Akaros is finally here today as a former lawmaker. God don't like ugly. You can never bite a finger or a hand that feed you before. Because when Gray, he's one of the main reasons why CDC lost the election. You see, Akaros Gray and the likes of the Koji and the more.
Can you ask a question, my brother? I don't like the sentiment thing because that can just for the whole thing. I just want you to ask your question. No, I don't want you to come and attack him. Just ask your question.
I'm not attacking anybody. I know Gray personally. Gray knows me. I'm just saying that.
I'm telling you, I'm running the show. I'm asking you, ask your question because I got a lot of people calling. So ask your question. Forget about the commentary.
Okay. So my question to Gray is that how come you are now claiming that Prince Johnson was not this important according to you, but you got when and promised Prince Johnson all of this ministerial position and money and everything, and he decided that he was never going to support you. But now you are here today, bad mouthing only because you did not get support, and now you're a former lawmaker and you have no job, so you are here talking things that make absolutely no sense.
Is that a question now?
You don't allow me to talk.
No, I like to. I don't want you to ask questions. That's all. If you finish, if you have one more question, ask a question.
You don't micromanage other people when they call on your show, but when I call, you don't let me to say anything. You know what I mean? But that's how you want to run it. But that's okay.
Ask your question. You done?
My question to Gray is, what are you going to do now that you are a former lawmaker? Now, what is the way forward for you that? Now you are no more a lawmaker and you definitely looking for a job. You are seeking for an employment from the Unity Party.
All right, thank you. Honorable Gray?
Yeah,
I don't know what they took.
Listen to the others, Papa. Like, when I'm seeking employment from the Unity Party, is it?
No. He said now that you're not working, he said now that you are a former lawmaker. I'm not sure whether you are former now because you stay in office. So he said now that you don't have jobs, so what are you going to do?
And when I'm seeking employment from UP, something like that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and answer the questions.
Yeah, basically, let me just start with him. Basically, I want to be on public record again.
We're having a call from Liberia. Can we take that? I'm not sure who that is. We just I said that was the last call, but let's take the call from Liberia. So, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
What is your name and where are you calling from? It looks like you're calling from Liberia. I'm not sure.
Yes, my name is Abdullah Nye. I'm calling from Liberia, Monrovia specifically.
Abdullah Nye, go ahead. What is your question for Honorable Gray?
Yes, the question I have for the Honorable is that 12 years in the House of Representatives, and over these 12 years, what did he do for the Liberian people when it comes to accountability? And now, we following his always claiming that the inauguration to be
creating a protest for accountability to bring in war crime code and economic crime code. So I want to know, over the 12 years that he spent in the House of Representatives, what did he do when it comes to accountability issue? Is it because now he is no longer in power? That's the reason he want to preach the issue of accountability. So I want to know for you to answer that question, please.
All right, thank you so much. Go ahead, Honorable Gray. I'm sorry. I just wanted to take that question from overseas. So I wanted to make sure that, we see who's calling. Honorable Gray, can you hear me? It looks like his line is freezing. Hopefully, he will come back. But yes, indeed, I want to say thank you to all of you for continuing to follow SKTV. So yesterday we were doing a fundraiser for $600. We had about $117 left. So we're reminding all of you, if you have the will to support SKTV, we will appreciate it. We need to buy some stuff for our guys down in Liberia. So if you're in Liberia also, you don't have to do anything with us here. Just call our guys there. If you have tripod, what you can put the phone or the iPad or the camera on to go around. Holding the phone on your hand can be shaking. Sometimes the video can be correct. We need that. We need jacket where they go somewhere they have, press, writing on the jacket and SKTV so they can be identified. So that way they go anywhere. The security will not bother them. Just like, just consider it just a bunch of bystanders who are there to, to do otherwise. Also, cell phones, computer, whatever you can help with. Even in Liberia, you can just call them to pick it up. Money, we'll take it. Mayborn and Saros can get the mobile money if you send it to them. So anybody, whatever help you can do for us, we'll take it. But yes, indeed, hopefully Honorable Gray will come back. And he came late today. For whatever reason, if we can't get him back, Liberia, I don't blame people. He's been here for an hour plus, 2 hours. So maybe the data is done, the data finished, or maybe something happened to his. Okay, I think Honorable Gray is back. Let's see. Let's make sure that he is. Somebody said he must come back. I think he's back. Honorable Gray, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Yes. So somebody thought you ran away from the questions.
Because you see, they're petty things. People just talk petty things.
Yeah.
And I already petty things. But actually, like I said, I'm using the phone for this live. I should not be using the phone because I didn't set up. Okay, but basically, just a little call and say it's now that we've announced, that I have announced what we make, especially after the harmonization. It's not factual. I'm one of the most interviewed characters. Many local radio stations in Liberia have announced after the harmonization how much we make. In fact, I've sent figures to journalists while on air to tell them I'm a member of the House of Representatives. Let me be specific. After the harmonization, I've also announced on our early administration how much we made. I remember also former Representative Gabriel Nyika on our early when he also announced the threatening to suspend us because we had announced how much we were making. So that issue about announcing, probably she didn't listen, maybe to all of you right now, first time listening to me, listen to this announcement. Somebody said the issue of printing. Let me tell you, and I want to be very clear on record. The first ever statement issued in this country on the Forum for the Establishment of War Crimes Court in 2005 as a political officer to that pressure group. I wrote the first statement as political officer to that group. I don't want to be personal, but Prince Johnson knows very well. Senator Johnson is fully cognizant of the fact that even while he affiliated with the CDC, I've always been one of those individuals that believe in the establishment of a war crimes code for Liberia. That's my decision as an individual. I've never shied away from that. I've shied away from the manner and form in which they approach. I've said I don't agree with this approach. I don't want it to be an elevation, but everybody know that there is a need. Politics, international politics, sometimes they are determination made. When the Americans wanted Charles Taylor and the British, they made that demand too early. Probably because the way Prince Johnson is now being perceived, especially after the pay for play sanction that was placed on him, and the way he's being perceived, that as the face of this government, or the guy that will be cutting the shop behind the scene, and maybe or Kun will be more of the Kun will be more of the president, while Boyka is now well going around. Prince Johnson admitted to that publicly. I didn't open Prince Johnson mouth to say that the old man is old and Kun will run the government. People are listening to all of these things and making analysis. Whether you like or not, Kun is a board to Prince Johnson direction. So our international partner at this critical juncture, we not want to see a notorious former warlord leading the affairs of the country in terms of the presidency. So that's the push for Prince Johnson to be surrounded. Okay? And like the people say, you don't need a rocket scientist. So in politics, it's timing too. Timing matters in politics. Mm-hmm. If you listen where I said there were moments that we disassociate ourselves from Prince Johnson and we say you can go. Okay? And you know about that. Okay? Even Boyka, maybe you don't even know. Boyka is on public record before that he wants war crimes court. Mm-hmm. Okay? For Liberia. So what a war economic crimes court. So it's not about somebody say I'm a former lawmaker by the second working Monday in January. So you still have me to contend with. And let me divulge to you, there's a big possibility that I may submit a bill for the establishment of the war crimes court before January, the second working Monday. Let me repeat, there is a big possibility. I'm not saying it will, but there is a big possibility because we are working on that. You understand? So I'm still within the constitutional time frame as a lawmaker. So whether you call me formal, whether you call me president, I'm still a lawmaker. I can still make decisions. I raised a lot of motions today, like 2 motions. So there's a lady who call, and Sekou, these are the things that I'm talking about. If you say someone took people to your house, to your sick mother, can you imagine? How will I take people to your house? You see, that's some of the things we're talking about. And Sekou, let me tell you this. I know you're being sponsored by some of the guys in Unity Party with the hope that they can quiet me down. The lady who works with Maryborough or Unity Partisan, okay, to write a communication to the ministry of justice, who is not a crime, is the best way to go. Where they hope that if they don't adjudicate it now, then they will get something to hold on me when they come to power. They can't do nothing to me. How will I take people with marks on election day? It's not even the voting center to go in someone's house and wound their poor mother. She doesn't even know that I know the history of the woman. Today, people came to me and were telling me they already been sick. That's my district, so constituent. She even had a stroke before. Okay, she will recover stroke. I know everything. Okay, but I don't talk. You know why I didn't respond to her? Because I'm a suer for defamation of character. That's why I contacted my lawyers. Okay, because there's no merit in it. You said they went to the boss they do. Why would they want to boss or do on people? Why election day? I went to Jalastan. I was a poor washer. Okay, and observer, because the way the rules are written in Liberia, when I was a candidate, even those who were contesting against me were observers. I didn't go anywhere. I only went and voted and I came home the first round of election because I didn't want to say I was around. Because there's a rule in the elections that when the candidates are around, they feel that they influence the vote. Or you spend money. They could cancel your victory. I didn't go around. But the run of the election, I served as observer for the CDC because I already defeated. It's clear. The records are clear. I'm no more candidate. And we went to Jalastan when I went with the TAC.
So this is the second round we're talking about now.
The second round, the runoff. Mm-hmm. And I went directly to the networkers. I showed my tag as observer. They allow me in. Butt naked, General butt naked. And the representative elect Prince too. They came with a lot of gangster and thugs. They didn't have tax as poor washers and were demanding I should leave the polling center area. And I said, only neck can ask me to leave because I have my tag. I have everything in my possession. I even show it to the media. There were media people I took. I got all the documentation. While we were leaving, born naked and cause noise, they wanted 3 of the boys that were behind me. But yes, they split boy up here to his nose, the lip, and cut it into half. They wanted the other boy at the back of his head. I paraded them on publicly to the media and complained to the police. The other boy, they wanted him for internal bleeding. I'm treating him now. Okay? I reported that to the Ministry of Justice. I called him. I reported that to the police. The police came to my headquarters. So for somebody to say that somebody went to their house and their mother got killed or their mother died after election, people bust their door. You see how people can bear a story in the country. You know, it's sad. To be frank with you, it's extremely sad for me to order people to start to people with masks. Broad daylight. Can you imagine that? That would be a big story in this country with the media, the international media, the local media. When I went to GW Gibson and demanded that everybody will have to leave, that don't have the right to vote, that don't have voting card, and United Party people were asking people to show their voter card, and NEC had to issue a statement that they were wrong. I went to GW Gibson, that Jarastan she's talking about, and you know it's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate. You know, but I never responded to her. I saw the report in the newspaper. She said she wrote, and I can tell you, Sekou, me, if the Justice Ministry invite me, I will go there. I will remain law-abiding. I want to assure I will go there, and she will sit, and I will look at her because she has no evidence. Somebody showed me a post today because I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't even want to listen to it. But we'll sue them for defamation of character after the election. Only holding on. My lawyers are putting all the facts together. And this is wrong for the country. The polling center was at the Parawa Hall that I built in Jarastan. So how can you say that somebody left the Parawa Hall, bust your mother's door, ran in the hall? What they already did? They already walk.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you have addressed that particular.
You know, Sekou, the country.
So I wanted to remind you on the question that Rosalind asked about the student. I think you skipped that. You never.
No, but the student today, I've had no regret. Let me repeat. I bear the consequences of my action because I acted in the scope of the law. Look, Sekou, let's be real. We got pictorial evidence, what people call themselves students, with rubber bullet in their hands. We got pictorial evidence with people putting leaves on their head and courtesies. The University of Liberia issued a statement. I got a copy of the statement that they themselves are being intimidated by their own students. They issue a press release. They didn't stop that. They had a press conference. I have the recording and the press release that everyone has the right to go on the university campus and students cannot stop you. Are the students police officers? Is it the right of one group of people to say, Sekou, on campus? Students say, Sekou, you can't enter. The other government official can enter. The other man cannot come. I went to the University of Liberia. Sekou, LU has a record on me, the university authority. Sekou, for 12 years. Maybe you don't know today. Before John Weah came to power and declared in 2020 free education of 2019, I paid 100 student school fee to LU every year for nothing less than 9 years. I have students there. The voter registration time around that time, the students said, Chief, come on campus and let interact. Maybe we can talk to our friends and buy food. You know, people sell food around in the campus there. Some of the disadvantaged people carry that food. Kobo, what we call Kobo. So the children say, when you go there, you sit down, you talk, you buy some food. That's how I decided to go on early campus to interact with my students. I still have students on early campus. And because of some of us today, there's tuition free at the university. No university student pay tuition. They only pay nothing less than $20 I mean, nothing more than $20 equivalent for activity fees. That's the cheapest in sub-Saharan Africa. It's because of grade. When we went with the president there, I sat and we told the president, this is the concern of students being protesting. These are the market women children. These are the beta boy children. They cannot even afford to pay $150 per semester. That tuition, and we canceled everything. And we extended it to public schools because the university is in my district. The head office. I got it December 19, 2001. 23893 are the number. And you can tell you to go on early campus and tell Akawas going to go on early campus. And I'm a district. Can you that's the objective?
Yeah, no. The question was not because you were right or wrong, but your question was that she feel. Do you think that have cost you the election, and if so, do you have any remorse for that? That was the question.
It did not cost me the election because
okay,
a lot of students don't register on early campus. People don't even know the geopolitics of the district. Most of the students go back to their counties. The Lofa University Students Association will go back to Lofa, the Maryland, the Nima. Most of them will go back to their counties. In my district, we have 5 universities. 5. We have Stella Maris in my district. We have AME University. We have AME Zion. We even have Lincoln Community College in my district. We used to have SDA, okay, and the University of Liberia. So almost 6 of them have been in my district. And I pay at those universities now to Stella Maris, find out from there. I pay nothing less than almost 17,000 US semester at Stella Maris. Just one. All the colleges, universities, I have students there. Okay, but I have no regret because I violated no law. It did not cause my defeat. I respect the decision of District Number 8, Monserrado County. I will never challenge that decision. I'm living a life. I'm prepared to live a private life for the next 6 years. That the caller said, I don't need a job from Joseph Boycott. I stay in the country in opposition for the first 6 years before getting government job. Early in Tasman, I never took a job. I prefer to live in opposition. I have an expertise that people want to tap on domestically, internationally. I can leave Liberia today and go work in Europe. Today. I don't have to be here. Okay? But what I'm doing, Sekou, I believe in what I'm doing.
Before we go, let me interrupt you a second before we go. You say you will be in opposition for the next 6 years. Do you intend to run again for district number 8?
All options are open. I'm a politician. I can run for any elected position by the constitutional qualification. Okay? I can decide to support the government for tomorrow. I know the CDC will be rebranded. I know we will bring other people on board. I know a lot of things we will do. But I can say this to you, they will be the fiercest of oppositions in the history of the country. The fiercest. We've been in opposition before for 12 years. We got in government for 6 years. We are on the government now. Technically, by the second working Monday, I will be out. The executive will be out by the 3rd working Monday in January. There are documents in my possession, whether original copy or photocopy. You saw what Jim Colley wrote today and John Modu joking. He said something.
No,
he said
I haven't seen it. Please send it to me.
He said the Kenyan Auditor General wrote something. I got it too. It will be deadly. I can tell you for sure. That date we have on people. So if anybody think the old one that they bring in and somebody will just run the country the way they, in fact, the spotlight on the government will be very high. The spotlight because of what they also did to the CDC. Okay? One thing I said, I will not insult the president. I will not insult the vice president. I will pick on the issues. That's what I will do. I will be issue-oriented. Those things that should be exposed, I will expose them. Akaros Gray is not just an ordinary government official or to be a former government official ordinarily. I was in a position to see. In a position to see before. when I was a member of the legislature. The reason why I could not say some things as a member of the legislature, we have rules. When you go to executive session on our rules, you can never say what happened in executive. Now that I will be a free man, I will be in a position to speak. And there are things that you shock of that I've said to you that you're just hearing today. Because I'm in a position, I'm putting myself now in a position, even if you suspend me tomorrow, it means nothing. And I want month to go.
So this guy who called in, I think it was the first or second caller, Prince. He asked you a question about being in the opposition and the fact that you guys have some collaboration with the CPP in the second round, in the runoff, and now you both are in the opposition, will be in the opposition as a party. Are you guys going to work together with the CPP moving forward to form a uniform opposition that will be very powerful?
I believe in my mind that the coalition is open up for working with everybody who supported the coalition in the runoff election. Yeah, I know the coalition is very open up. Okay, I'm not close with the authority to divulge where we go next. But what I do know is that the Unity Party will not only have an opposition, but you have very knowledgeable people who understand the issues. It's not just somebody jumping on and saying, maybe you're a convicted criminal, you're taking money from him and say you're fighting corruption. We don't want to go that route where people convicted going to jail in America, then you're raising money for Joseph Boyka. You know? Think about it, Sekou.
Yeah. Well, I think we are having another trouble.
Are you getting me?
Yes. For some reason, you were kind of like.
Are you getting me?
Now I can hear you. I can hear you, but
it went bad.
I can hear you.
Okay. So I
was hearing you. So, my God. All right. So, like I was saying, we're going to be leaving very soon because we already hit.
You getting me now?
Yes, I'm getting you now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh. So people who convicted money $3,000 for Joseph Boyka stolen American taxpayer money, and you say you want fair corruption. Let's be realistic. When we say these things, then people vex. They say, you understand? Let's be real. There are people who on record, public record, who the people? People accuse people. John Molu said Judy Brown government is still as corrupt. I mean, Ellen government is still as corrupt as Judy Brown.
Yeah, so we are having this trouble here. So maybe Honorable Guru will come back. If not, we will call it a day. Like I said earlier, we have hit the 3 hours mark. Normally we let not to go over 2 hour 30 minutes, but sometimes we go to at least 3 hours, but nothing more. Hopefully Honorable Guru will come back. If he comes back, we will actually be closing, and hopefully he will join us tomorrow. But just a few announcements. We're going to be hosting Honorable Musa Hassan Belete, Representative-elect, Chairman of the CPP, on Saturday here on SKTV to discuss everything, whether it's the CPP, the Unity Party, the CDC, his winning, and his bid for the position of Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia. The challenges, the possibility, what is going right for him and what is going wrong. we're definitely going to be discussing those things. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. Honorable Gray is back here. So, Honorable Gray, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I getting you. I think let me just close up.
Yeah. So we're about to close, but I say just respond to what you were saying, and then you can close. Hopefully, since you came late today, hopefully you will try to join us tomorrow. There are a lot of things we didn't talk about, but because you came late. But yeah,
I'll try
on the radio. Yeah.
I probably left now. Probably saying I gotta be all my men in tomorrow. So I will try my best. Maybe I will do the show later on. But basically, I'm just trying to say to you that if we want to fight corruption, nobody against audit, nobody against the fight against corruption, nobody will run after our Carlos Gray. This is Liberia where we live. I'm just trying to say to you, to my friends, if you want to make a change in this country, a convicted criminal who stole American people money, American taxpayer money, raise funds for Unity Party and take money and send it to them. And then you talk about fighting corruption.
Yeah. I don't know how to. I think we raised that concern time with that number, but I think the same day they didn't care. They didn't care about that. Yeah, so I think we got to call it a day. The signal in Liberia is not all that, but I think we have high enough. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. We'll call it a day. Let me see, since I asked you guys about what we were doing yesterday, let me see if somebody added anything. Yeah, somebody sent us $26. Thank you so much. That was earlier today. And also, yeah, somebody sent us cash up $26. Just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. When people support, you can't just ignore it. I just want to make sure on this other cash up. Okay. That was it. $26 from somebody. We no longer need $117. Maybe we need about what? $90. But I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, for supporting SKTV, for sharing our show, for doing everything that you have been doing to make SKTV what it is. Those of you who couldn't get through, we apologize. Call next time. We'll be able to.
Yeah, so I'm sorry that the internet.
It's okay. Just go ahead and close, and then we can make up for another day.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to the viewers and the listeners across Liberia and the diaspora. I will try my best to be here when I'm needed. Okay, and let's just protect the peace and stability of our country. And I know not everyone will agree with me, but again, you have to accept Akaro's grade because this is Akaro's grade. I don't change in terms of what I do. And I'm happy that I will be in a private life. Maybe when I come to America, I can go around with my friends now and nobody will be taking my picture, putting it on Facebook and all of those things. So I'm a happy man. And thank you very much. And God's blessing. And say hi to the family and the rest of.
For sure.
Yeah,
thank you so
thank
much.
You very much.
Thank you. And like you said, we'll be reaching out for more appearances, for more conversation. And we always going to need you. Like, we're going to need you for healthy conversation, whether politics, social, economic, it doesn't matter. We'll always be here. I want to thank all of you for being here, for sticking with us for almost 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's a lot. We appreciate you. Thank you so much and be blessed.